with my partner Ryan Gaylord, and we are here at Sunny Slope High School here in Phoenix, Arizona, covering some HJCAC football. Tonight's matchup is the Papago Pumas versus Salt River Scorpions. Ryan, what do you think about today's matchup?
I think definitely it should be interesting, but one that could be entertaining from start to finish. Papago, they definitely have things going for them, and they have quite a list of highlighted players that we talked to with Coach Strother before the game. So I'm interested to see how those players play tonight and how they perform.
Oh, yeah. I had the blessing to cover last week's game, and their offense is pretty impressive. So very excited to see the Pumas come out, and excited to see the Scorpions as well. Haven't seen much of them, don't know much about, their squad, but it seems like they have a good number of key players as well. As we were waiting for the kickoff to start, the Pumas are just taking the field, practicing a little bit. Game starts at 8, so have a little bit of time before the coin flip and kickoff. We had the pleasure before the game to talk to the Papago Pumas head coach, William Strother. He had some very good things to say about his squad. Like you said, Ryan, a lot of key players that he's looking out for. His offense, like I said, just top tier. He had nothing but positive qualities to say about his wide receivers. He also said some of their keys for tonight is alignment, assignment, and execution. So he really just wants the little things done tonight with his squad. And then he also said that he is really big on team. So no man is better than the other, really. He's really big on teamwork and what are you going to do for your teammates. And then another goal for tonight is to minimize penalties. Last game they did, in fact, have a few too many, getting a little too excited on the field. Just stuff that they didn't really need to have happen for them.
Definitely. And I'm interested to see the running back for the Pumas, Jay Martin Jr., as Coach Strother was talking him up and making sure he wanted the audience to know about him from start to finish. So I'm really interested to see how his performance plays out tonight.
Oh, yes.
He's definitely one I have highlighted to watch on the offensive side for the Pumas.
Yep. What about the Scorpions? What are you thinking about them?
So the Scorpions coming off a tough loss, I believe, last week, but I know they want to come back strong and rebound from that loss and put out a good effort and play clean and do what they can to make sure that the outcome is different from last week to get the momentum going in the win column.
Yes. Ooh, when we talked to Coach Jordan Lewis, he highlighted the wide receiver Kevin Grant Jr., number 0. Said his nickname is Hollywood and that he has one of the softest hands ever. Very smooth on the field. So excited to see what Kevin Grant Jr. is going to do tonight for us. He also highlighted Marquez Smith, a running back, number 22 tonight because of a uniform change. And also the quarterback, of course, Hayden Kraft, number 2. So lots of good guys on both squads. Definitely a good matchup for tonight.
Definitely. And as you mentioned, Kevin Grant Jr., nickname is Hollywood. It's got to be something special where he's bringing out, performing out the show. So expecting to see some big plays from him tonight as well.
Of course. And as we're seeing, the Scorpions are coming out, taking the field, about to warm up a little bit more before kickoff, before game time starts. We have about 6 minutes until the game is set to take off. So Scorpions had a few uniform changes today just because the coach said that they had few, ripped uniforms, probably going too hard at practice, but we have a few uniform changes tonight. So if the number sounds a little different, then that's the reason why.
Yes, we were just given these rosters before the game, so please bear with us, and we'll do our best to make sure we get every player on the roster correctly.
Yep. What do you think the Scorpions should have their game plan be going against the powerful Pumas?
I think definitely, as Coach Jordan Lewis mentioned before the game, I think they want to get Kevin Grant, also known as Hollywood, involved in the game all throughout from play number 1 to the end to make sure that he knows that their offense runs through him. So if they can get more times give him the ball, the better in position they are.
Yep. Definitely a solid plan. He also said that, Kevin Grant Jr., because he is one of their key players, the Pumas might be expecting that. So he said they got some tricks under their sleeves. So excited to see what he has for us during this matchup.
Definitely. I'm definitely also interested to see how the Pumas defend Hollywood and see if they could make him necessarily not a factor maybe early on in the game or all throughout the game.
Yes. Defense for the Scorpions also has to be pretty tight tonight going against the Pumas. The Pumas have a great offense, so if they can put a stop to the Pumas, they will be successful in this game.
Definitely. We'll have to see how. I think in this game like this, first quarter will play a big part in how we see what the possible outcome can come throughout obviously, football is a game of all 4 quarters, 2 halves, but I think the first quarter can be a big factor for both teams to see what kind of starts they get off to.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Momentum-wise, see how you're coming out. And, most teams come out in the first quarter firing, so how do you bounce back from that? And we might be going and getting the coin toss pretty soon. It is 7:57, so we do have about 3 minutes left until game time.
On behalf of the Hohokam Junior College Athletic Conference and the Salt River Scorpions, good evening and welcome to Sunny Slope High School. Tonight we have a matchup between the Papago Pumas
as we
and
see
your
both
Salt
captains
River
are
Scorpions.
about to get set up to walk out to the middle of the field. Let's see if we can see who the captains are for the Scorpions. Number 8, and that is going to be Adrian Luna, the quarterback, or one of the quarterbacks.
And remove your hats for the playing of the national anthem.
We're going to go to a quick break for the anthem.
Devin Blankenship here with the Varsity Sports Show. I'm joined by Vince Delisio, host of the Varsity Sports Show and the spokesperson of the HJCAC. Vince, the HJCAC has been a great springboard for young athletes and coaches alike. How important is it to the community to have something like this?
Oh my gosh, is it important? It has been important since it was formed out of something ending. The junior college football in its old form eliminated about 7 years ago. And as a result of that, the coaches banded together, led by executive director and former head coach of the Maricopa Mustangs, Scottsdale Community College's all-time winningest head coach, Doug Medoski, formed this league. And we have seen time and time again student athletes that are looking for an opportunity to be mentored, to find low-cost tuition alternatives to private schools, and being able to get that extra that extra mentoring to put them in position to get those scholarship opportunities to four-year schools. And that's what this league has been and what it's been for this community. It can't be understated enough or overstated enough just how important a league like the HJCAC is and the opportunities that it presents. We've been here since day one. We've seen it grow and morph into what it is now, and we'll continue to see it grow.
Speaking of growth for the HJCAC, is there any goals that you want to ultimately reach or just keep pushing forward by the year?
We want every kid to get a scholarship out. That's the intent. And not only that, we want to develop young coaches and officials. And we've seen officials use this league as a springboard to the NC2A, to NAIA football. And we've seen it likewise in coaches, young coaches that have come in and developed and grown and moved on to other opportunities as well. You're being mentored by some amazing coaches. You're working with some amazing kids, just like our broadcast team, and telling some amazing stories. So it is a win-win all the way around. It's not just about the student athletes, which we'd love for every student athlete to get an opportunity to move on, but it's also about the coaches, about the officials, and about the community.
Awesome. Thank you for your time, Vince, and thank you for all you do for the community. Devin Blankenship here with the Varsity Sports Show. I'm joined by the Salt River Scorpions coach, Jordan Lewis. Coach, there's been a rain delay tonight, a little bit of thunder, lightning. What was the message in the locker room to kind of keep their heads in tonight's game rather than wandering off?
Well, I feel like we got a little lucky with it happening at the beginning before the game was actually kicked off, so that's a little bit of a luxury in those situations. But for the most part, made sure we had the offensive staff talking on the whiteboard, asking questions, getting answers, little nuances that we were trying to cover up. But for the most time, I was letting the players kind of gather themselves. They have no problem staying focused. That's not an issue they have. But so for the most part, they did a pretty good job.
Are there any players that you're really looking forward to throughout the year, seeing their growth and potentially move on to the next level?
Oh, my God. I mean, you're killing me with that question. We got a lot of guys that have aspirations to get to the next level. A lot of guys I know that actually can. We have some upperclassmen like Joseph Merchant, defensive line, Marquez Smith, running back. We got a receiver we call Mr. Hollywood. You got Junior at corner. And you got Antonio at safety. You got Lucky at safety. We have tons of guys that we want to see get to the next level, and they all have the ability to do so. So it's just more along the lines of making sure they handle the business on and off the field, and definitely in the classroom.
Awesome. Well, hey, thanks, Coach. We appreciate it.
Hey,
Good luck
you.
tonight.
Appreciate it.
This is Devin Blankenship with the Varsity Sports Show.
And welcome back. This is the Varsity Sports Show streaming the HJCAC football game of the week, the Papago Pumas versus the Salt River Scorpions. I'm Anissa Reynolds here with my partner, Ryan Gaylord. And we are seeing the Pumas set up for kickoff. Their kicker, Colton Reyes, is set up right now currently.
Colton Reyes to kick it off.
And we have the Salt River Scorpions for receiving the ball. And that would be number 88 and 9 in the backfield. Kickoff received by taken down quickly by number 20. That was number 81 who received the ball.
And that tackle was made by Vernon Harrison Jr. of the Pumas, and one that definitely got their bench alive and ready to play.
Yep, and that was number 81, Elijah Jennings, who received that kickoff. As we see the Salt River Scorpions setting up for their first drive of the game. Their quarterback, Hayden Kraft, is setting up currently right now. Setting up in shotgun as he awaits. And here we go. Run it, movement in front, handoff to number 88, taken down around the 37.
Number 88, Elijah.
Yes, that was Elijah Jennings on the carry, as the Scorpions are trying to get the running game involved so far early and trying to see what they can get on that play.
Gain of 3, 2nd and 7 from the 37.
Yes, and that was a 3-yard gain, and it is second down. Hayden Kraft is setting up again in shotgun. As we see the Scorpions setting up, a lot of chatter on the field back and forth. Ooh, flags on the play. Seemed like some early movement from the Pumas.
And it looks like it's going to be false start against Scorpion. So that will back them up 5. So now it makes this second down and 12 from their own 32-yard line.
Kraft is now setting up at the 32. Still in shotgun, 2 wide receivers up top and 2 on bottom. Kraft hands off to number 22 again. Marquez Smith.
Tackled by number 7.
Tackled down. Didn't quite get back to that original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it looks like so far the first 2 play calls are looking to try to establish the run, but on a 3rd and 10, my guess would be a pass, because you got to at least get as close as you can to the first down marker. So we'll see what they call here, but I'm going to go by thinking they're going to go by pass play.
Mm-hmm. Kraft and his offense are setting up once again on 3rd and 10 at the 34-yard line. Kraft is again in shotgun formation. Ooh, low fumble on the number 21 received the ball. Couldn't quite cut that corner out of the sideline around the 35.
And that was the other running back, Fernando Ramirez, on that reception. Tried to get outside, but got stopped for about 2-yard gain. So it looks like the Scorpions are going to have to punt on this first possession.
Yep, Scorpions have sent out their defensive unit.
Which makes it 4th and 9 for the Scorpions.
Scorpions will be looking to pin back the Pumas into their own territory.
Scorpions are set up for the punt. And the Pumas have looks like number 5 out in the backfield.
And we got another penalty on the field. Looking like it's going against Scorpions again for another 5 yards back. So far for the Scorpions, definitely not the penalties they don't want to see, where just fundamental penalties that you don't want to have happen really any time throughout the game, but especially early in the game.
Diego Cardenas on to punt for the Scorpions.
Number 17, Diego Cardenas, is on to punt for the Scorpions. They're set up at the 30-yard line now.
And we got another penalty. Another false start against the Scorpions. Yeah, definitely not the start that Salt River is looking for. As 3 false start penalties so far on their first possession. They're definitely going to have to clean that up throughout the game.
Yep. Salt River is now set up around the 25-yard line. Diego Cardenas set up again for the punt. Fumbles the ball a little bit. Kicks it off. Number 4 for the Pumas. That is Cameron Cook. Received the ball at 20. Taken down around the 18.
Number 4,
yeah, it looked like Cook was a little indecisive there, trying to get the ball. Got it finally, and then the Scorpions special teams unit just collapsed on him and got him right away.
Yeah, I didn't quite know where he was going to go with the ball once he received it.
It'll be interesting to see how I know it's not currently, we have a penalty. Hold on one moment. Looks like it's against the Pumas. But it's still going to be their ball, and they'll be first down. But what I was saying was, I know the rain has stopped, but it was raining pretty heavily earlier, so I'm be interested to see if those conditions from earlier play a factor in certain plays and certain outcomes in this game.
Yes, definitely. The Pumas are set up at the 9-yard line. Pumas have Manny Deuce Pino as quarterback, number 1. Excited to see what this Pumas offense has for tonight. Deuce receives a snap, handoff immediately to number 5. And that will be Jeremiah Huckabee, one of the key players that Coach Strother had pointed out at the beginning of the game.
Yes, it looks
number
like
5, Jeremiah Huckabee
just like Coach Strother was talking about, they want to get the running game developed on early, so looks like he'll be going to multiple running backs and incorporating his offense to see what he can get on each offensive rush attempt.
Deuce Pino is set up again on the 9-yard line, 2nd and 10. 2 receivers on his right, 1 on his left. Handoff, snuck it. Pino is running. Upfield, managed to swerve. And down around the 17-yard line.
Number 1, Deuce Pino.
The 12.
That was a nice play action as he fooled the defense and got outside to get some positive yardage. Still going to be a 3rd down, but it'll be a lot closer.
Yeah, very impressed by Deuce's maneuvering abilities on the field. Got a quick injury on the field, but Pino, as we know, is a great quarterback. Knows how to move around in the pocket and evade any defensive tackles coming near him. So very excited to see, as we've seen just off that play alone, that he can move very well on the field.
Definitely showed his running ability on that play and his ability to fake out the defense on play action.
Yep. Deuce. And we will be going to a quick break. We'll be back after these quick messages.
This is Devin Blankenship with the Varsity Sports Show. I'm joined by Papago Pumas coach William Struther. Coach, last week you guys got off to an extremely hot start. You looked really good at all 3 phases of the game. How important is it to carry that into tonight?
You know, I love the way we started out last week. Yeah, it was a good game that we executed, but, you know, I remind my guys that, you know, it's always the beginning to, you know, do things again as a team and make sure we just do our job, make sure we align right, we do our assignment right, and we execute. And if we do those in all 3 phases of the game, you know, we'll see what the outcome comes.
Coach, before the game we were talking about players a little bit. One that I really want to highlight is Jay Martin Jr. Last week he looked phenomenal. What can you tell us about kind of his character and how he's helped your team kind of as a leader?
You know, he comes from a good program at Highland, and they know how to really mesh their guys together, and he's brought that kind of experience that he had in high school here with the Papago Pumas. We really love his leadership. We really love that he, you know, his physicality he brings to the game, and we're happy to see what a good program like that has done to also bring it to my program. We lean on that, we promote that, and he's just been nothing but, you know, just stellar, just being excellent with the boys.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Devin Blankenship with the Varsity Sports Show.
HJCAC is your one-stop source for all your automotive and heavy-duty air conditioning parts, supplies, and equipment. They're family-owned and have been the Valley's go-to for all your auto AC needs since 1982. Whether it's for your everyday or vintage car, commercial, or off-road vehicle or equipment, HJCAC has you covered. Call HJCAC, AAPAK, the AC experts at 602-254-1116 and ask for the Varsity Special to get 10% off your purchase. Hey fans, Vince with the Varsity Sports Show. You've had the rest. Now treat yourself to the best Japanese grill in Arizona. It's the Boss. Boss Bachi Japanese Grill in Mesa. Grilled shrimp, steak, and all the best veggies with or without a twist of spice. Sure to please everyone. Dine in or take out. Located at University and Country Club in Mesa. Open daily. 602-859-3759. The Boss. Boss Bachi. Hablamos Español.
I'm Andrew Neeram, a junior at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. I'm excited to show the Varsity Sports Show everything that I can offer on any side of production as I express my love for this business throughout the fall of 2025.
Welcome back. This is the Varsity Sports Show covering some HJCAC football, the Papago Pumas versus the Salt River Scorpions. The Pumas currently have possession. It is 3rd and 1, and they are on the 18-yard line.
Be interested to see what the Pumas have to sign out of this timeout, as it's only 3rd and 1.
Manny Pino is set up in the backfield. Receives a snap. Handoff to number 2. Pushing through, but couldn't quite get the first down. That was Jay Martin Jr.
Yeah, it looks like their offense is staying out on the field, so it looks like the Pumas want to go for this, as they're trying to get Jay Martin Jr. involved with his first carry of the game. Got stopped, but we'll see if they go back to him on this play.
Manny Pino is set up again in the backfield, chatting to his receivers. 2 receivers up top, 2 receivers down bottom. Trying to get some movement on the other side from the Scorpions. Not quite budging yet. Flag on the play. Might be a delay of game.
I think it's timeout by the Pumas. So definitely they had the plan of trying to draw the Scorpions off sides, but didn't work. So now they're bringing out the punting unit, which in a situation like this isn't a bad idea because they don't get it. They give Scorpions the ball in the red zone, so not a bad decision here.
Yeah. What are you expecting to see out of the Scorpions in their next possession?
I'm expecting them to get the running game still, trying to get that going, and then mix in a little pass if it's not. But I still think they're going to try to get their offense on the ground and develop rhythm running the ball.
Yes, yes. Pumas are back out on the field, got their punting unit in. And that will be Colton Reyes, their kicker, number 31.
Coming back from the timeout, it is now 3rd down. 4th down.
It is 4th and 3 as the Pumas are setting up on the line of scrimmage. Reyes receives the ball, punts it. And the Scorpions decide to let it bounce and have the Pumas have it down at the 39-yard line.
Definitely took a Pumas bounce on that as it was able to go back a little bit farther back. So now it'll back up the Scorpions offense on their own 39-yard line.
And the Scorpions offense is back out with their quarterback Hayden Kraft back on the field.
Be interested to see what the offense decides to do, but I think they're going to try to develop the run and get that going and then go from there to see what that can carry play by play.
Scorpions are setting up on the line of scrimmage. Kraft is looking towards his sideline. Sends the receiver out. Quick little pass to number 0, trying to scramble around everybody, but pushed down at the 24-yard line.
There is a penalty on that play, so we'll have to see what the call is. Officials talking about it.
The umpires are talking about it, not quite coming back with the call yet. Still some chatter, but
looking like the Scorpions are backing up, so this could possibly be on them.
Still some chatter. Not quite knowing what the play call is yet.
Sorry, we're breaking out of the huddle, but the officials, the referee has to announce a penalty.
It's moving a little too quick. Officials still conversing about it.
Still trying to figure out what the call is. As they're talking to the Pumas head coach, William Strother, about what he wants to do.
Personal foul, blindside block, offense number 73. That penalty will be declined. We got 2nd down.
So it was an illegal block on the Scorpions, and the Pumas decided to decline, so they'll just take the loss on the play instead of taking the penalty. So they'll take the down essentially in the lost yardage.
And the Scorpions are now 2nd down, set up at the 25. 2nd and 25 with Hayden Kraft set up in I formation. Kraft looking towards the sideline for the play call. Receives the ball. Hand off to number 22, but squashed at the line of scrimmage.
On the run,
yeah, the Scorpions are trying to get Marquez Smith involved as is his second carry of the game,
Brought
and
down by
once again just
Jay
didn't have much of a hole to run through and got stopped pretty much. Oh, now this is for a loss of 1. So yeah, he's getting hit the line of scrimmage. That's twice now. So the offensive line for the Scorpions got to start pushing and moving Puma's defensive line out of the way so they can create holes for the running game.
Hayden Kraft conversing with his huddle as they set up back on the line of scrimmage. It is 3rd down on the 26th, and they have 24 yards for a first down. Hayden Kraft receiving the ball. Ooh, intercepted by number 44.
Wow.
That is a touchdown for the Papago Pumas. Number
Leandre
44.
Harris with a pick 6 for the Pumas.
That is Leandre Harris, pick 6.
Definitely instinctive play on Harris's part, as he read that all along, and he knew more than likely so that ball was coming his way, and he reacted and was able to catch the ball and return for a touchdown. Wow. You don't usually see defensive linemen being intercepting passes, but Harris definitely knew the play on that, and he read it right away and took it in for 6 for the Pumas.
As the Pumas bring out their kicker, Colton Reyes. He's setting up. Colton Reyes in the backfield. And the kick is good, but there is a flag on the play.
Yes, another flag, so we'll have to wait the call on this one. And we offside, so Pumas declined the penalty, so to get the point, lead 7-0.
Salt River. The penalty is declined. And with 7 minutes, 41 seconds left in the first quarter.
The score is now 7-0 for the Papago Pumas.
Salt River Scorpions
There was
0,
just under
Papago
8 minutes
Pumas
left
7.
in this first quarter.
Be interested to see now that turnover resulted in a touchdown. Be interested to see from Scorpions offense what they decide to do in their next offensive possession.
What do you think the Scorpions should focus on in order to get around this Pumas defense?
I think definitely still stay with the run, but their offensive line's got to attack more, and they got to push the Pumas defense so that the running game for their running backs can get more holes and create more running lanes to run through. Because so far, every handoff that running back Jay Martin Jr. has had, he's pretty much been stopped at the line of scrimmage, so he hasn't been able, unless he's going to have yards after contact, the offensive line's going to have to push and do a better job of pushing out the defensive line to create those running lanes for Martin Jr.
I agree. We have Colton Reyes of the Papago Pumas setting up for the kick again. We have 2 Scorpions in the backfield ready to receive the kickoff. Reyes is setting up. And here's the kick. Another little short one. Little tip by number 22, Marquez Smith. Couldn't quite move downfield. Ended up at the 34-yard line. And late flags on the play.
Yeah, I'm starting to see that more often, the short kick trying to catch the returning team off guards. And Smith dropped it, was able to recover, but definitely changed the perception of what he was expecting from the ball to come.
As we were waiting for the call.
After the return, a personal foul. Kicking team, number 30, 15 yards added to the end.
Looks like a personal foul against Papago.
On the Pumas.
On the Pumas, they're going to be moving 15 yards up.
So that's a drive that will help out the Scorpions as now they'll be at 49-yard line. They're on 49, so they'll be right around midfield. So definitely possession and start they'll take.
Yep. New set of downs for the Scorpions. as Hayden Kraft is set up in the backfield yet again. He has Marquez Smith to his right with 2 receivers upfield. Receives the snap, looking off, caught by number 88 and off into the sideline.
And that was a nice job by
Hayden Kraft, pass complete.
Elijah Jennings, as he was able to adjust on that throw, that he'll be able to hold on to the ball and get his feet down to have a reception.
Yep, the Scorpions are set up again at the line. Hayden Kraft, quick throw. Ooh, almost a bad throw. Just missed by number 3 on the Pumas. Kavion Belcher through his hands.
16,
and the Scorpions looking to so far passing on this possession. And we'll see what they decide to do moving forward. But it looks like now they're trying to get the passing game involved. So it looks like we'll have to see what happens in these next couple plays. But I still would say try to get the run going, and then when it's not necessarily going, they can go back to the pass. But they're seeing something that they want to exploit against the Pumas defense. So we'll have to wait and see.
It is 3rd and 4 for the the Scorpions on the 45-yard line. Flag on the play in the backfield.
And a delay of game against Salt River.
On the Scorpions.
Man, these so far early on, I know it's only the first quarter, but these penalties for the Scorpions are costing them.
Mm-hmm.
They've had multiple, I believe 2 to 3 false starts, and now a delay of game, and those are penalties they can control. So I know that their head coach, Jordan Lewis, more than likely so, is happy about that.
Scorpions are now on the 50-yard line. 3rd and 9 for them. Kraft passes the ball to Marquez Smith. He breaks free and is down at the 31-yard line. Excuse me.
And that was a nice job by Smith, but like I was mentioning earlier, that offensive line, they can push the Pumas defensive line. That should be creating more holes for Smith, something like that where it can create more distance, where he can hide those lanes and get gains like that.
1st and 10 from the 33-yard line.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Scorpions at the 33-yard line. Kraft is looking around, analyzing the field as his offense sets up. Kraft has Smith on his left side. Movement in front. Handoff to number 88. Pushed out of bounds around the 25, excuse me.
And the Scorpions ran a little motion there with their wide receiver, Elijah Jennings, and he was able to get a little bit out to the outside, get a little positive gain. Nice little mix-up play call right there.
Kraft is looking into his sideline again. Had to get the play call back out on the field. Talking to his huddle about the game plan for 2nd and 2 on the 25. Kraft has Smith on his right side yet again. Talking to his receivers on his left. He gets set up again. Receives a snap. Quick throw to number 7, who is down around the 24-yard line. Number 4.
And that was Ronald Giletti Jr. for the Scorpions on that play. As that catch and run after will give you enough for another Scorpions first down. Now in the red zone, on the 11-yard line of the Pumas.
Kraft is set up on the 11-yard line with Smith on his right. Receives a snap, handoff to Smith, going upfield, pushes through a hole and is down around the 5.
Yes, Smith definitely, he had that hole and he was able to go through it, and also brought a little boom to after the end of it. So definitely a good sign for the Scorpions getting the running game going.
2nd and 1.
Kraft receives ball. Handoff to Smith yet again. Through the big pile of Pumas. Just barely manages to push through a little bit. Down around the 4-yard line.
That makes it Salt River Scorpions.
And once
first
again,
and goal.
Smith being hit at the line of scrimmage, but was able to fight a little bit for a little positive gain there and get another first down for the Scorpions.
The officials set up the Scorpions at the 5-yard line, so they'll be set up in the red zone. Kraft is set up in I formation. Receives a snap, handoff to Smith. And pushing around, didn't seem to be much of a gain on that play.
Yeah, it looked like he got hit once again when he was crossing the line of scrimmage, but it looked like he got about a yard, so was able to get something positive out of nothing. So definitely helping out the Scorpions as much as he could on that carry.
Scorpions exchanging a few players. It'll be second down on the 4-yard line for them.
And I'd be interested to see if they stick with the running game and see what they can develop there, or they mix it in a little pass here. We'll see.
Kraft is set up in the backfield. Marquez Smith on his right. Flags on the play.
Another penalty against the Scorpions. It looks like it'll be a false start. Yeah, the Scorpions so far just hurting themselves with these penalties. Controllable penalties, too.
It will be pushed back to the 9-yard line. Scorpions definitely not wanting all these penalties that they have received thus yet in this game.
Definitely not. Definitely something that they're going to have to clean up throughout this game moving forward. Because they're getting there, but moving backwards because of penalties like that is not something you want.
Kraft is set up with Smith on his left. Receives the snap. Handoff to Smith. Couldn't get through the barricade of Pumas. Down around the line of scrimmage. Another late flag on the play.
Flag on the field.
Have to await the call. Could be a big impactful penalty if this is against the Pumas.
Awaiting the call. Seem to be conversing about it on the field.
And it looks like actually it's going to be against Scorpions as the official is backing up, moving the football back. And it is against the Scorpions on unsportsmanlike conduct. And another penalty back in the Scorpions. Too many penalties so far for the Scorpions. They got to definitely clean that up throughout this game moving forward.
Ball now on the 26-yard line.
Scorpions are now set up on the 26-yard line. Kraft in the backfield with Marquez Smith on his left. Back in the pocket. Quick throw through the hands intended for number 16, Curtis Marr.
Pass incomplete intended for Juna Bach.
And yeah, it looked like they had an open receiver there, just overthrew over a little bit, or could have just went over his hands, it looked like.
Scorpions will now be pulling out their punting team.
And this is, I think they're kicking a field goal here, so this will be a field goal attempt, but we'll have to wait and see how this kick plays out.
Their kicker is number 33, Hasbar Abdul.
Oh.
Ball is thrown overhead. Abdul just managed to lay on it on the 50, scrambling after it during the play.
Definitely a tough possession there for the Scorpions as they were in the red zone about to score, but it all comes back to the penalties they've been committing that pushed them back to even put them in that position to kick a field goal. And now they have a bad snap on the field goal, so things aren't going the greatest for the Scorpions right now. They got to be able to clean that up on the offense and special teams.
1st and 10 for the Pumas.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Pumas as Deuce Pino is back out on the field. They will be set up at the 49-yard line. Pumas getting set up on the line of scrimmage. Trying to get the chains correct before the play starts.
Making sure the chains are on the right position.
Deuce Pino set up. Receives a snap, handoff. Gained about 2 yards on that possession. Handoff to number 5, Jeremiah Huckabee.
Huckabee was able to get some positive yards on that. Not much, but something for the Pumas.
2nd and 8 from the 47-yard line.
It'll be 2nd and 8 for the Pumas on the 47th-yard line. Deuce Pino trying to get the Scorpions to move a little bit. Deuce receives a snap in the pocket, going long. Ooh. Bounced off of number 5 of the Scorpions, intended for Brandon Krisner of the Pumas.
Nice play by Scorpions defensive back, number 5, Carson Lewis, as he was able to get to the spot and break up that pass to give the Pumas offense a 3rd down and 8 to go.
It'll be 3rd and 8 for the Pumas on the 47th. Deuce Pino is again set up in the backfield with Jeremiah Huckabee on his right. Receives the snap, scrambling a little bit in the pocket. Thrown just out of bounds, incomplete with a flag on the play.
Looks like it's going to be against the Pumas as a legal player downfield, I believe. So they should be going against the Pumas. And it will be a penalty, and it's against Pumas, a legal player downfield. Penalty is declined, so we'll bring up 4th down for the Pumas offense.
The penalty is declined.
And it looks like the Pumas are keeping their offense on the field, and it looks like they're substituting now. That's how I was saying that.
Just a little fake out.
As both teams are looking to make their adjustments, bring out the players they want on this punt.
Pumas bringing out their kicker, Colton Reyes, for the punt. Pumas set up on the 47.
Oh.
Another ball loose on the punt. Reyes down with it on the 30.
And that will give the Scorpions the ball on the Pumas 30-yard line. So a big change of possession right there for the Scorpions offense. And once again, a snap that went through the holder's hand. So I'm wondering if ball's a little slippery out there from the earlier rain and might be playing a little bit of a factor.
Yeah. I can only assume the turf is still pretty wet from the weather from earlier. Scorpions now have the ball. 1st and 10 on the 30. Hayden Kraft is back out there with his offense. Set up an I formation. Handoff to number 24. who
And off
couldn't
to
quite
number
get
24,
past the
Ryan
line of
Simeon.
scrimmage. Maybe a 1-yard gain on that play.
And that's a different running back first carry of the game, Ryan Simeon for the Scorpions, as they're trying to get all the running backs involved in the game early on so far.
Gain of 1 for the Scorpions, so it would be 2nd and 9 on the 29-yard line. And that will bring the end of the first quarter. The Papago Pumas are up 7-0 against the Salt River Scorpions. We will be right back after these messages. This is Varsity Sports covering HJCAC football.
Hey guys, Vince here to talk about Angel Dentistry. It's where my wife and I have gone for over 10 years, and we trust them with our routine and extensive dental care because they care. Dr. Amber Angel is an Arizona native, born in the town of Miami, and has been practicing in the Valley over 20 years. For general to comprehensive dental services, call 602-788-2008. Located off of Cave Creek Road just north of the 101 in North Phoenix. Angel Dentistry, proud supporters of our young people and proud partners of the Varsity Sports Show. The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe, with an experience so good it remains indescribable, with something for every seafood lover. Try one of their amazing custom seafood boils, sandwiches, appetizers, and salads. Angry Crab Shack Tempe is located east of I-10 on Warner Road, 480-674-3847. The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe. Come ready to eat.
Welcome back. This is Varsity Sports Show. Here covering some HJCAC football here at Sunny Slope High School in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm Anissa Reynolds here with my partner, Ryan Gaylord. We are covering the Salt River Scorpions versus the Papago Pumas. This is the second quarter. The Papago Pumas are leading 7-0 as the Salt River Scorpions are set up on the 29-yard line. 2nd and 9. Hayden Kraft is set up on field in I formation. Handoff to number 24, Ryan Simeon, down about the initial line of scrimmage at the 30.
Ryan Simeon.
Once again, the running backs for the Scorpions just not getting much room to create space to go. The offensive line for Scorpions is getting kind of pushed by the Pumas defense and not able to create big lanes for the running backs. As soon as the ball's handed off, they're pretty much getting hit right away. So definitely something that Scorpions are going to have to make adjustments to.
Loss of 1.
As the Scorpions are getting set up yet again. 3rd and 10 on the 30. Kraft is set up in the backfield with now a new running back, Fernando Ramirez, number 21. Kraft tosses to number 0, but just out of reach.
And it looks like we have a penalty on the play. It looks like this could be going against the Pumas defense, and that would be a critical penalty and one that would benefit the Scorpions greatly, as it is pass interference against the Pumas. So you go from could have been 4th down now to an automatic 1st down for the Scorpions offense. Now in the red zone.
Scorpions will now be set up at the 25-yard line. Or the 15, excuse me.
And that's definitely a penalty that the Pumas defense did not want in that situation, as had that been just a stop, would have been 4th down. Now it's 1st down for the Scorpions offense in the red zone on the 15-yard line.
Kraft is setting up his offense yet again, with Fernando Ramirez set up to his right. Kraft tosses, secured in the end zone to number 7, Ronald Galletti Jr.
Touchdown.
And that was a nice
Scorpions.
design play call as Galletti Jr. was able to create some space for himself and got into the end zone, caught it right away, and in for 6 points for Scorpions, hoping for 7 on the extra point.
As the Scorpions sideline is very excited for that score.
Definitely something that has gotten their team up now. Excited.
Hasbar Abdul is out yet again for the kick. Extra point is
Hasbar
good.
Abdul's kick is
That brings the
good.
score to 7-7 for the Papago Pumas and the Salt River
13 minutes,
Scorpions.
53 seconds left
And
in
we
the
have
second quarter.
Just
We
a
are
little less
tied
than
at
14
7.
minutes left in this second quarter. Now that the score is all evened up, what do you think both teams need to do in this second quarter of the game?
I think if you're the perspective of the Scorpions, Salt River Scorpions, I think you got to do what you just did on this last possession where you're mixing in run and pass, but you're also creating opportunities for the wide receivers out on the outside and are able to create separation, just like we saw from that touchdown, that you're able to catch defense off guards in situations where you know they could be thinking something else, where we saw the result of that touchdown happen because of that. And if you're the Pumas, I think you got to go similar way, but you could also just keep on going for that running game because as we mentioned before in the pregame, William Strother, their head coach, definitely wants to run on and give carries to his running back, Jay Martin Jr. So I'm looking for him to be more involved in this game going forward.
Hasbar Abdul, short kick, received by number 7 of the Pumas, Cameron Fowler, with a late flag out around the 32.
And 2 flags on the field as the back official threw his as well. So we'll have to wait and see what the call is on the field.
Officials are conversing about it. And here comes the call.
And it looks like it's a chop block against the Pumas on that return, so that'll back them up in their own territory. Oh, no, correction. It's against actually the Scorpions, and that'll move the ball forward, actually.
We have a chop block.
You don't see that very often against a defense or kickoff team, but apparently it happened there, so that puts the ball up to the 41-yard line for the Pumas.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Pumas. Quick pause for the chains again to get moved into the right position. Manny Pino is again set up on field. Got some early movement for the Scorpions. Pino, quick toss intended for number 0, Brandon Krisner, but just a little high.
Yeah, it looked like Manny Deuce Pino got just a little excited there and just threw the ball over his intended receiver's head.
Second
but
down and 10.
looked like he just got a little excited there.
Pino bringing his guys into a huddle, setting up his offense for this next drive. It'll be 2nd and 10 on the 41 for the Pumas. Pino hands off to Jeremiah Huckabee, still up and down around the 51-yard line.
And that was a nice run by Huckabee. And I thought it was kind of funny in the pregame when Pumas head coach William Strother compared him or had a comparison to him like a former running back in the NFL, Le'Veon Bell. And it looks like
Officials have
Third
set them up
down
on
and
the
2
50.
for the
It'll be 3rd and 2 for the Pumas.
But bring it back in Bell just real quick. That looked like a Le'Veon Bell run, so now I can see the comparison.
Deuce Pino received the snap. Handoff to Jay Martin Jr. Pushing through and down around the
Jay
41-yard line.
Brought down by number 5.
Have some
Carson
flags on the
Lewis.
play.
Flags on the field.
Might bring this ball back.
And it will. It is a holding against the Pumas, and that will back them up to make this 3rd down. 3rd and 12.
Pumas will now be set up on the 40-yard line. Deuce Pino set up again with his offense. Deuce looking towards his sideline, receiving the play call from his coach, Coach William Strother. Chatting to his receivers, receiving the snap, scrambling in the pocket. Scorpions put some extra pressure, and he is pulled down at the 46-yard line. 45, excuse me.
Wasn't one of the bad plays for the Pumas offense, as Pino was able to escape a little bit for a little positive gain. So we'll have to wait and see what they decide to do on this 4th down. And it looks like they're keeping the offense on the field
Down and 7 for the Pumas.
on this 4th down play.
4th down for the Pumas. Deuce Pino setting up his offense yet again with Jay Martin Jr. to his left. Deuce scrambles to the left side. Secured. Good for the 1st down. That was number 0, Brandon Krisner.
That was a nice play design as they rolled out Pino, and he knew who he had on the left side of the field, and he hit his intended receiver, Krisner, for a 1st down.
It will now be 1st down on the 44 for the Pumas. Deuce Pino set up again with his offense. Jay Martin Jr. set up to his left, right, excuse me. Scrambling right. Ooh, quick toss to number 0, Brandon Krisner, but couldn't quite haul it in.
Once again, they're rolling out Pino again, this time to the right side. Had his wide receiver wide open, Krisner, but Krisner was unable to hold on to the ball. Looks like he maybe pulled his head up a little too soon, looking far ahead instead of just tracking down the ball, and that's what led to the drop.
It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Pumas, still on that 44-yard line.
Pumas offense is definitely trying to get their quarterback Pino involved on rollouts to get him moving, so we'll have to see if they go for a 3rd straight time on this play.
Deuce Pino receives the ball and runs it himself, running upfield and pulled down at the 38-yard line.
The Pumas offense definitely wants to have their quarterback Pino involved, as he's been involved in 2 rollouts and now a running back draw, so they definitely want him involved and try to have him make a play.
Deuce Pino
makes it a 3rd down for
huddling
the
with his team, setting up on the line. It'll be 3rd and 4 for the Pumas on the 38-yard line. Looking towards his sideline for the play call. Some movement from Jay Martin Jr. from left to right. Deuce with the ball. Pass to, can't quite see his number, but taken down, but pass was good enough for the 1st down for the Pumas.
And that was Cameron Cook for Papago. And Cook is a transfer from the University of Nevada, so he has some Division I experience behind him, and that was a nice play to be able to move the chains, get a first down for the Pumas offense.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Pumas on the 32. Deuce Pino got his offense in a huddle, conversing about the play, and now setting up on the line of scrimmage. Pino has Jay Martin Jr. to his right and 3 wide receivers up top. Back in the pocket, looking around. Some early pressure from the Scorpions and taken down.
Deuce Pino is sacked.
Sacked by Deuce Pino.
Talifolau Ma'afu.
And yes, that was a nice play by the Scorpions defense as they were able to sack Pino and give a negative loss for the Pumas offense and put them in a 2nd down long situation.
Pumas now talking about the upcoming play, setting up on the line.
2nd down and 19.
Deuce Pino set up with Jay Martin Jr. to his left. Receives the snap. Back in the pocket. Ooh, again to Christner, but through his hands for the incompletion.
And once again, it just looks like Christner's head's coming up a little too soon. He's trying to run without the ball there, and that's what contributed to him not being able to have his hands secure on the ball.
And that makes it a 3rd down for the Pumas.
Definitely could have helped on having that reception, as it could have been a positive gain for the Pumas offense, but they'll have to regroup and see what they can do on this 3rd down.
It'll be 3rd and 21 on the 41-yard line. Deuce Pino set up backfield with Jeremiah Huckabee back out on the field. Deuce rolling left. Early pressure from number 92 from the Scorpions. Deuce Pino tried to toss it. Intended for number 4, Cameron Cook, but just short.
And once again, the Pumas offense rolling out Pino now to the left side. Able to escape a little bit and was able to throw the ball away, as it at least counted as an incomplete pass with no loss, compared to could have been a sack and a bigger loss. So it's a good job by Pino to evade the pressure and get rid of the ball.
Pumas now bringing out their punting team. Colton Reyes back out there for the punt.
Punt for the Pumas.
With number 6, Gay Butchinson, out for the Scorpions.
And that was a big stop for the Scorpions defense, as now they'll turn it over to their offense, see the offense to get them the lead.
Reyes with the punt. Bounced out around the 10-yard line for the Scorpions.
And that punt was definitely one that took a Pumas bounce and will put the Scorpions offense in their own territory.
Scorpions will send out their offense. Hayden Kraft back out there with his offense, looking to score on this drive.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see what the Scorpions decide to call on this offensive possession, as I expect them to kind of go similar to the last possession. Little runs in there and then mix in passes, try to create their wide receivers to create space for themselves and create opportunities, get big gains.
Seemed to be a late flag on the play.
And I believe is illegal formation against
on the Pumas.
Papago.
They will punt again.
And Saul Rivers decided to accept that penalty and have the Pumas punt the ball off again to change the field position.
So Colton Reyes will be coming back out with the punting team of the Pumas. And that'll be number 8, Adrian Luna, receiving the punt for the Scorpions.
And looks like another penalty against the Pumas. So back them up 5 more yards for a false start.
And that will push them back again to the 49-yard line.
So back-to-back penalties, and definitely not what the Pumas offense was looking for. As we talked to William Strother before the game, and he made an emphasis on making sure they wanted to minimize the penalties, and they've done a pretty good job so far, but these back-to-back penalties definitely something he's probably not happy about.
Colton Reyes with the punt. Received by number 8, Adrian Luna. Moving downfield and pushed out around the 38-yard line. A pretty solid return.
And that was a good job by Luna, as he was able to find out a little lane outside on the right side of the field and get a positive gain for the Scorpions offense. Try to get some momentum, carry the momentum going from their last possession.
Quarterback Hayden Kraft will be going out with his offense yet again. Oh, and we have a late flag on the play yet again. Seems to be moving them back.
Looks like it's another penalty against the Scorpions, as the penalties are adding up for Salt River, and they got to eliminate these penalties if they want to be in a position to win this game.
1st and 10 from the 22.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Scorpions on the 22-yard line. Hayden Kraft is set up with his offense. With number 22, Marquez Smith to his right. Receives the snap, handoff to Smith. Pushing through. About a 2-yard gain on the play.
And Smith did a good job of gaining positive yards for Scorpions offense, as he was able to run up the middle and gain 3 yards for him.
Hayden Kraft going back out to his huddle after receiving the play call from his coach. What are we looking to see from the Scorpions in this drive?
I think what we just saw, a couple runs and then mix in the pass where their wide receivers are able to create separation and create ways that for their quarterback, Hayden Kraft, to be able to hit them when they're open and just give them that extra big target. So they have that momentum going. And I would say what we've been seeing, I would guess, or I would assume that we see running plays and then mix them with passes. Running plays early on and then passes later in late down situations.
Hayden Kraft setting up his offense yet again with Marquez Smith to his right. Receives a snap, low. Going deep. Intended for number 13, Carson Umble. But a little shoving over on the sideline there.
Yeah, it was looking like Kraft wanted to hit Umble on the deep route, but just out of his reach, so it will bring up a 3rd and 7 for the Scorpions offense.
It'll be 3rd and 7 on the 25-yard line for the Scorpions. And I believe that is Fernando Ramirez, who just went in for Marquez Smith, the running back. Kraft setting up his offense yet again with Ramirez to his left. Receives a snap. Looking downfield. Quick pass. Intercepted by number 4 of the Pumas, Cameron Cook.
Kraft pass
Yeah, that was
intercepted
definitely
by number 4,
a nice
Cameron
play by
Cook.
Cook, but it looked like on that play, Hayden Kraft telegraphed where he was throwing. And now it looks like the officials are going to rule this pass is incomplete, so it will not be a turnover.
Correction, the pass was incomplete.
And it will be 4th down for the Scorpions offense. Yeah, on that play, it just looked like Kraft telegraphed the pass where he wanted to throw it to his intended receiver, and that's where defense for the Pumas was able to read it and break it up in the hands, but it looked like it was just out of the hands to bring up this 4th down.
It'll be 4th and 7 for the Scorpions on the 25-yard line. Bringing out their punter, Diego Cardenas. And the Pumas have Cameron Cook in the backfield to receive the punt. A lot of movement from both teams, a little miscommunication on the incomplete pass.
Yeah, definitely looked like a little confusion for both teams.
Diego Cardenas received the pass for the punt. Cameron Cook taken down after trying to fair catch the ball.
And that penalty will be going against the Scorpions, as it looked like it was kick-catch interference against Scorpions special teams. As the returner for the Pumas was not given a chance to be able to catch the ball. So this penalty looks like it's to be going against the Scorpions and moving the ball up the field for the Pumas. And, yep, that's exactly what it is. Kick-catch interference.
On the Scorpions.
The Scorpions never gave the opportunity for the Pumas to give an opportunity to catch the punt, so that's why that penalty was called.
1st and 10 from the 35.
And it sets up the Pumas offense on the 35-yard line of the Scorpions.
It'll be 1st and 10 on the 35-yard line for the Pumas. Deuce Pino back out there with his offense, talking to his wide receivers. Pino in the backfield. Receives the snap. Thrown to Krisner. And that would be enough for the first down at the 20-yard line.
And it looks like Pino and Krisner are starting to get more involved with the two of them, because it looks like Pino is targeting Krisner more and more on these offensive possessions for the Pumas. So they're definitely trying to get Krisner involved.
Deuce Pino set up with Jeremiah Huckabee to his left. Going downfield to number 12. And that will be good for a touchdown. And that is DJ Franklin.
Yes, that was a well-thrown ball, but a good adjustment by Franklin, as he was able to track the ball and know where the cornerback was and catch it and let it rush right into his hands, where he still had to hold on tight, but was able to hold on to the ball.
Colton Reyes comes back out to kick the extra point for the Pumas. As the Pumas are getting set up. Colton Reyes getting set up for the extra point. Flag on the play.
Multiple flags on the field.
And that we'll have to see what the call is, but definitely looked like the Scorpions special teams was off to a head start there. definitely got a momentous head start there, but we'll have to await the penalty.
As the officials are huddled up to converse about the multiple flags that were thrown.
And that's exactly what happened. The Scorpions defense jumped off
Offsides.
early,
Salt River.
and that's what resulted in that awkward play.
Replay the conversion.
As the Pumas will re-kick this extra point.
Pumas getting set up yet again for the extra point. Colton Reyes, the kicker.
Once again, Colton Reyes back to kick.
And the kick is good.
Kick is
Scorpions
good.
tried to put some extra pressure on the Pumas, but couldn't quite do it. The score is now 14-7 for the Papago
6
Pumas
minutes,
against
10
the
seconds
Salt
left
River
in
Scorpions.
the second
And we
quarter.
have about
Score
6
is
minutes left of this second
Salt
quarter.
River 7, Papago 14.
This is the Varsity Sports Show here at the Sunny Slope High School in Phoenix, Arizona, and we will be right back after these messages.
Hi, my name is Carmen Liberto, and I am a senior at the Cronkite School at Arizona State University, majoring in sports journalism. Over the past few semesters, I've worked on a variety of projects that have strengthened my reporting, storytelling, and on-camera skills. My passion has always been hockey, and I hope to build a career covering the NHL, ideally as a beat writer for the Buffalo Sabres. I'm excited to continue growing as a journalist and to bring my energy and dedication to every story I tell. Stay tuned to see my work at the Varsity Show internship.
Welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show here at Sunny Slopes High School in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm Anissa Reynolds here with my partner Ryan Gaylord, and we are going over the HJCAC Game of the Week with the Papago Pumas against the Salt River Scorpions. The Papago Pumas are currently leading 14-7 with 6 minutes and 10 seconds left of this second quarter. Kicker Colton Reyes is set up for this kick. A short kick to the Scorpions, received by number 21, Fernando Ramirez, and brought down around the 30.
Number 21, Fernando Ramirez on the return.
Do you think the Scorpions are going to stick with the same
After
game plan of
32
running or change it up a little bit?
I think they'll, for the most part, stick by it, but maybe mix it up a little bit on this possession with maybe start off with the pass first. Well, maybe possibly play action to see what the defense, draw the defense off guard. So I think they might go a pass here first, but we'll have to wait and see.
Salt River Scorpions offense is now on the field. Hayden Kraft, the quarterback, setting up his offense, with Marquez Smith set up slightly behind him in I formation.
And
A slight fumble on the snap, secured by Hayden Kraft. We'll have a set them back 2 yards, it seems.
And once again, ball coming out of the hands of now on a snap. So
Fumble recovered
these
by Hayden Kraft.
the conditions from earlier could still be
Second
playing a
down and
factor
12
as
from the 30.
we've seen some mishaps on balls that have been dropped and on the snap.
Hayden Kraft setting up his offense again. 2nd and 12 on the 30 for the Salt River Scorpions. Hayden Kraft moving Marquez Smith to his left. A quick pass to number 38, who avoids a tackle and moves upfield. He's moving downfield, pushed out by number 14 of the Pumas.
And on that play, Kraft
Hayden Kraft's pass
did a
complete.
good job of
Number 88,
avoiding that and
Elijah
getting rid of the ball quickly and getting it out to his
That's
receiver,
good enough
Elijah
for a
Jennings.
first
And
down.
Elijah Jennings did did a good job of being able to create a lot of yards after the catch. So a well-executed play for the Scorpions on that play.
Definitely what the Scorpions are looking for to start this drive for them. As we have a quick injury timeout, we will be headed towards a break. Come back on Varsity Sports Show here on YouTube.
My name is Dana McDermott, and I'm a junior in the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communications at Arizona State University. I am looking forward to the opportunity to get some hands-on experience and dip my toes into this industry. I've called water polo, softball, and I've broadcasted on the sidelines for high school football and basketball. I'm so excited for what this internship's going to give me.
Overwhelmed by crushing medical bills that keep you up at night? Imagine the heartbreak of delaying care for your family because of sky-high deductibles, copays, and surprise out-of-pocket costs. It's a nightmare no one should face. At Fountain Hills ER and Medical Center, we've partnered with Instinctive Health Pass to deliver Health Pass, your emotional lifeline for true peace of mind. Visit instinctivehealthpass.com today. Sign up to slash costs on unlimited future visits and erase current outstanding bills from using our facilities, saving you thousands in worry-free relief.
And welcome back. This is the Varsity Sports Show here at Sunny Slope High School in Phoenix, Arizona, covering some HJCAC football. My name is Anissa Reynolds here with my partner Ryan Gaylord. Ryan, what have you seen thus far in the game, and what's impressed you?
I would say so far in the game, what's impressed me has been both offenses being able to create where plays may have been broken down early, but they're able to create something just like what we saw in this last play from Scorpions. And one thing that stood out for me for Salt River is that not going well necessarily for them, as we see another one, just what I was about to get to, and a penalty once again. The one thing that's standing out to me is the penalties and the amount of penalties that are going against the Scorpions. Definitely having an impact so far on them.
That'll make it first down.
That penalty on the illegal substitution will bring them back. It'll be 1st and 15 on the 47-yard line for the Salt River Scorpions. Hayden Kraft setting up his offense yet again with Marquez Smith set up on his left side. Both teams set. Hayden Kraft receives the snap. Handoff to number 22, Marquez Smith. Straight into a line of Pumas and down.
And once again on a carry for Smith, just doesn't have much of a space to get through. He's getting pretty much hit immediately as soon as he crosses the line of scrimmage. So he did a good job of being able to get what he could get there, but the Scorpions offensive line has to do a better job being able to create more space for the running backs.
Salt River Scorpions will now be set up on the 48-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 16 for the Scorpions. Quick timeout for the Papago Pumas. And with that, we will be headed to a break. Catch us back here on the Varsity Sports Show. Here covering some HJCAC football.
Hello everybody, my name is Antonio Gutierrez and I'll be interning with the Varsity Sports Show this upcoming fall semester with the broadcast team. I'm a current rising junior at the Arizona State University Walter Cronkite School of Journalism studying sports journalism. During my 3 years at the Cronkite School, I've been able to cover multiple sports with the Sun Devils, including volleyball, basketball, and baseball this last spring. During my time, I've learned valuable skills both in front and behind the camera, helping expand my passion for the love of sports. I'm very excited to work with my peers this upcoming fall to not only better myself, but help better themselves to become all-around good journalists.
And we are back at Sunny Slopes High School here in Phoenix, Arizona. This is the Varsity Sports Show covering some HJCA football. It's the Papago Pumas versus the Salt River Scorpions. It is 7-14, for the Papago Pumas leading in the second quarter with 3 minutes and 34 seconds left. Hayden Kraft receiving the snap for the Scorpions. Drive to number 0, Kevin Grant Jr. And down, and that seems to be enough for the first down for the Scorpions.
And we have another flag on the play, so we'll have to see what that call will be. But with that, before the announcement, that was a nice play by both Kraft and Grant Jr. to be able to connect and get a positive gain and a first down for the Scorpions offense. But it looks like they're now backing up, so yes, penalty against Scorpions, and that will back them up. Looked like it was an illegal block on the play, on the reception, so that will back up the Scorpions offense.
And that'll back up the Scorpions offense, like you said, to about the 37-yard line.
But once again, another penalty against Scorpions that is just not obviously what they want, and they got to clean that up moving forward because it's just knocking them back.
Hayden Kraft setting up his offense, receiving the snap, looking downfield, going downfield, but no receivers are back, so incomplete pass for the Scorpions.
And on that play, Kraft was getting pressure, so he had to get rid of the ball and did a good job of being able at least to get rid of the ball, not take another sack and take a loss. So to put him down, still third and a long ways to go, but could have been that much longer had he not been able to throw the ball away.
It'll now be 3rd and 30 for the Scorpions on the 37-yard line. Hayden Kraft talking to his offense about the play, sending them back to the line. With Fernando Ramirez back in as running back, set up on Hayden Kraft's left. Hayden Kraft receiving the snap. Flag on the play, going downfield. Caught by number 88, it seemed to be.
Kraft pass complete to Jennings.
And that was a nice connection from Kraft to Jennings, as it was a positive game, but we do have a penalty on the field. And another penalty against the Scorpions, as it'll back them up once again. Yes, the Salt River is just having too many penalties against them. They're going forward, but then they go backwards off penalties. So they got to definitely eliminate those moving forward in this game.
The Scorpions will now be set up at the 32-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 35 for the Scorpions. Hayden Kraft setting up his offense with Ramirez set up to his right. Timeout for the Scorpions. And with that, it'll be a quick break for us. Catch us back here on the Varsity Sports Show, covering some HJCA football.
Hi, I'm Adam Maggard, and I'm excited to be joining the Varsity Sports Show team this semester. Over the next 4 months, I'll be covering high school and junior college sports across Arizona. From Friday Night Lights to heated rivalries, I'll be bringing you highlights, interviews, and the stories that make local sports so exciting. What I love most about sports is the passion, the community, and the way that every game has its own story, and I can't wait to share that with you. So be sure to follow the Varsity Sports Show all season long. It's going to be an incredible ride, and I can't wait to take you with me.
Welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show. We are here at Sunny Slope High School covering some HJCAC football. The Scorpions currently have possession of the ball, and they are down 7-14 against the Papago Pumas. I'm Anissa Reynolds here with my partner, Ryan Gaylord. Ryan, what are you expecting from the Scorpions and maybe even from the Pumas as well after this?
From the Scorpions, I'm expecting them on this play to get as close as they can, or obviously the first down, but just try to get some momentum going as we see the ball dropped once again, and it looks like the Pumas have it.
Yeah, a fumble from Hayden Kraft, the quarterback. A little low of a snap and recovered by the number 11 of the Pumas, Nick Taylor.
And as I just was about to say for the Pumas, I was expecting them to have the ball punted to them and then moving forward. But now with that drop snap, it gives the Pumas offense in a great position to be able to capitalize before the end of the first half.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Pumas as Deuce Pino gets his offense set up at the 29-yard line. Deuce has Jeremiah Huckabee set up to his right. Receives the snap. Deuce takes it himself and scrambles upfield, taken down around the 32.
And Pino did a good job to be able to turn that play into a positive gain for the Pumas offense as we have a timeout on the field.
Brought down by number 44, Talifulao Maafu.
There are 2 minutes left in this first half. And we will be going down to our field reporter, Devin Blankenship. Devin, what do you have for us?
What? This is Devin Blankenship with the Varsity Sports Show down on the Salt River sideline. Something notable going on right now is there are 2 currently starting offensive linemen for Salt River that are sitting out, and they're going to be out for the rest of the game. We had a little bit of a jersey exchange going on down here. We had number 97. His jersey was ripped off, put on to number 77. So a lot going on and a lot to look forward to for the rest of this first half. Thank you. This is Devin Blankenship with the Varsity Sports Show.
Thank you, Devin, for that report. Definitely something that we have been seeing from the Scorpions. A little scrambling on the sidelines, with the uniforms and all that. Definitely expected with what Coach Lewis told us before the game with their ripped jerseys.
Yes, definitely. As we're seeing that take place now with different jersey numbers and players wearing different numbers.
Deuce Pino receives a snap. Going downfield. Intended for number 4. Cameron Cook, but batted out of the air by a Salt River Scorpion.
And that was a nice play by number 9, Jeremiah Bustillos for the Scorpions. And it looks like we have another penalty that will be going against the Pumas offense. And now back the Pumas offense 5 yards back.
The Pumas will now be 2nd and 15 on the 34-yard line. Deuce Pino set up with Jay Martin Jr. Deuce scrambles, going downfield again. And in for the touchdown. That is Cameron Cook with the catch.
And on that play, that was a nice job of Pino being able to escape the pocket, get out to the right, and find his open receiver, Cook, who did a good job of creating space for himself and finding the end zone for 6 points for the Pumas.
The Pumas will now bring out their kicker, Colton Reyes, for the extra point.
To take the PAT, Colton Reyes.
Colton Reyes setting up, as the Scorpions are probably looking to put some pressure on him yet again with this kick. And the kick is good. That'll bring the score to 21-7 for the Papago Pumas. And we have a minute and 45 seconds left in the second quarter.
The score is Scorpions.
Ryan, what are you thinking the Scorpions need to do before this second quarter ends?
Definitely play less penalty-free football, where it feels like kind of every time they get a positive gain that for the most part they're backing up because of a penalty. So definitely clean up the penalties, lower the amount of penalties, and just continue what they're doing, mixing up the run in the past. And because so far when they haven't had penalties, they've been able to move the ball well. So I'm expecting to see more out of that from them and to be able to keep that momentum and play clean football and carry over and get a momentum with minute 45 left in the half to get some kind of points on this upcoming possession.
The Pumas send out their kicker, Colton Reyes, yet again. The Scorpions have number 8, Adrian Luna, and number 21, Fernando Ramirez, in the backfield, ready to receive the kickoff. Pumas setting up their special teams unit.
Colton Reyes to take the kickoff.
As Colton Reyes is getting ready for the kickoff. Colton Reyes with the kick. A deep one. Bounces into the end zone for a touchback. The Scorpions will be set up at the 20-yard line with their offense.
And with 1 minute 45 seconds remaining in the first half, I expect the Scorpions offense to get things going and try to get whatever points they can on this possession. Carry momentum going into the second half.
Hayden Kraft back out there with his offense. And Ryan Simeon, the running back, set up on his left. As the Scorpions are set up at the 25-yard line.
1st and 10 from the 25.
Kraft receives the snap. Quick throw to number 7, Ronald Galetti Jr. Pushed out
On the reception,
just
number
before
7,
the
Ronald
line of
Galetti
scrimmage.
Jr.
I think we actually have a quarterback change for the Scorpions, as number 6, Gabe Buchenschein, is now in playing quarterback for the Scorpions offense.
Buchenschein going deep-ish to number, intercepted, but incomplete. Caught it just shy of the field.
And that was a nice play by the defensive back for the Pumas, Marquise Owens, but his body, momentum of his body was just out of bounds, so although he was able to catch the ball, his body was out, so it would be an incomplete pass, but we do have another penalty on the field.
Roughing the passer on the Pumas. And that is an automatic
That'll be a roughing the passer penalty on the Pumas, and it'll move the Scorpions up for a first down.
That's definitely not what the Pumas and head coach William Strother wanted on that, as they just gave the Scorpions offense a free 15 yards on that penalty.
Scorpions will be set up at the 39 with Buttenshin scrambling upfield, gets about 5 yards on the play.
And Budenshane was able to get some positive yards on that, but definitely took a hit at the end of that run. So
second down and
definitely have to take care of, watch what he goes going forward.
Budenshane looking deep into the arms of number 20 of the Pumas, and he's still up, running off into the sideline. And that is Vernon Harrison Jr. with the interception.
And it looked like on that play, the quarterback Butenschein just had a miscommunication between him and his wide receiver, and the defensive back for the Pumas, Vernon Harrison Jr., read it and just went in front of the pass and got the interception. and now has the ball for the Pumas offense with 42.8 seconds and an opportunity for the Pumas to add more points for them, score more points before the end of the first half.
Deuce Pino for the Pumas is back out on the field with Jay Martin Jr. set up to his right. There are about 42 seconds left of this first half. Deuce receives a snap. Thrown to Brandon Christner, who's working upfield along the sideline, out around the 30-yard line.
And once again, the Pino and Christner connection is
first down Pumas.
Getting more and more involved as Pino is looking Christner's way more and more throughout this game.
The Scorpions will now be set up around the 34-yard line. Oop, and a flag on the play.
The officials definitely have been busy with the penalty flags tonight so far, as it looks like sideline warning against the Pumas bench, Puma sideline.
And that'll have the Pumas set up around the 33-yard line. Excuse me, the 38. Deuce Pino set up in the backfield with Jay Martin Jr. on his right. Pino with the snap. Scrambling in the pocket. Early pressure from the Scorpions. Scrambling, trying to find a receiver. Toss to number 8.
Deuce Pino's
Kamarian Bell.
Completed.
And that was a good job of Pino to be able to escape the pressure once again, roll out to the right, and find his open receiver for a positive gain for the Pumas.
10 seconds and counting of this second quarter. Deuce receiving the snap. Scrambling left. Thrown long. Intended for number 4, but just tipped by number 5 of the Scorpions, Taylor Moison.
Intended for Cameron Cook.
And it looked like on that play the Pumas were trying to go for it all with a touchdown, but broken up by the Scorpions defense. And with 0.5 seconds remaining left in the half. So barring a penalty on the Scorpions, this will be the final play of the half.
Deuce Pino running back out with his
the field goal.
Colton Reyes attempting the field goal.
Colton Reyes.
Colton Reyes with the field goal. And it is no good.
The kick is no good.
So the score at halftime is 21-7 for the Papago Pumas against the Salt River Scorpions.
Papago Pumas, 21.
That has been the first half here at Sunny Slope High School for the HJCAC Game of the Week. Come back and listen to Varsity Sports here. We'll be back after half.
Hi everyone, this is Patrick Cohen with Varsity Sports Radio. I'm so excited to be bringing you a video recap this week. This week, I'll be doing a preview of the Arizona versus Iowa State football game, which will be happening this Saturday in Ames, Iowa. This is really going to be a very exciting game, as both teams are currently undefeated, and one of only several teams in the Big 12 to be undefeated. The Arizona Wildcats being 3-0, the Iowa State Cyclones being 4-0. One of the big highlights of this game is definitely the two quarterbacks, Noah Fafita for the Arizona Wildcats and Rocco Becht for the Iowa State Cyclones. It's definitely going to be a huge back-and-forth matchup. Personally, for me, I am very excited for this matchup as I am currently a student at the University of Arizona, And I'm so excited to just watch this game and to watch these two undefeated teams duke it out. I am very, very excited to see what happens. I'm hopeful that Arizona's going to win, but Iowa State's offense and their defense has been clicking on all cylinders ever since their first game. And it's certainly going to be a very interesting matchup to see how Arizona, who's had a really good start to this season, matches up against Iowa State, which has also had a very good start to its season. And I'm really, really hoping that everyone tunes in this Saturday. The game is going to be broadcasted on ESPN, and I'm really, really hoping you guys just tune in and watch, because it's going to be an epic matchup between two undefeated teams and two very competitive teams in the Big 12 Conference, and I'm very, very excited for everyone to watch it. Thank you guys so much for listening to this video recap, and I hope to see you next time with more content of Varsity Sports Radio.
Hi, my name is Heaven Cook, and I'm here reporting live for Varsity Sports. Today, we're going to be talking about Asia Wilson, her MVP route, and her playoff permit. When you talk about dominance in the WNBA right now, Asia Wilson stands out, and she's the first person that comes to mind. She has proven herself that she is currently the most dominant and best player in the league. She just won her 4th straight MVP award, making her the first female to ever do so in the WNBA. Now, let's talk about the playoffs right now. The Las Vegas Aces, aka the team she plays for, they finished as a 2nd seed. Wilson, she wasted no time entering that first round series against the Seattle Storm, where she averaged 26 points, around 10 rebounds, and over 2 blocks. Now, if that isn't impressive within the first round, I don't know what is. Wilson is currently in the semifinals against the Indiana Fever. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm looking forward to watching that game, or just even seeing the highlights with that. Now, to end it off, I will say with Asia showing she's not only chasing wins, she's also building a dynasty and a legacy around her for all young women or young little girls to aspire a dream that they might want to pursue or feel like they don't have the confidence to. And that's something that I really do love about Asia, and I feel like she's making a huge difference in this community. And I can't wait to see what the next 5 to 10 years is going to bring her and the WNBA. Alright guys, that's my segment for today, and I hope you guys enjoyed it.
This is Manav Gupta with the Varsity Sports Show from Houston, Texas, and my halftime report for this week is focusing on a pair of freshman safeties on the Arizona State football team who are from the Houston area. First up is Joseph Smith, number 22 on the Sun Devils, who now plays corner. Smith is from Spring, about 45 minutes from Houston, and went to the Legacy School. That is in fact the same school where one of the top quarterback prospects for 2026, Keyshawn Henderson, is playing for. The 6 foot, 180-pound athlete was the 3rd highest commit in 2025 for Arizona State and the first defensive player to commit as he enrolled in January. Known for his athleticism and ball hawk skills, Smith is a top 75 prospect out of Texas and was the 33rd ranked safety in the country who can also be used in the return game. The Sun Devils also have Xavier Scoron from Texas City High School, also about 45 minutes from Houston. This 3-star recruit has a 6'4" wingspan that gives him versatility in the field. He's known to be a big hitter and is ranked in the top 75 safeties in the country coming in. The 6', 185-pound safety also ran track during high school and was ranked 8th on the 2025 recruit list for Arizona State. The Sun Devils will look to take advantage of a strong Houston secondary. This is Manav Gupta from Houston.
Hello folks, J.R. Lambright here, from a place where a sport is more than a game. It's a sacred season. For many towns across East Texas, the homecoming celebration is a tangible expression of community pride and time-honored rituals.
It is the ultimate gathering, a reunion woven into the fabric of the community, where generations return to the stadium bleachers they once sat upon. This is a story about the spirit that lives beyond the scoreboard. Scholarly analysis defines high school football as a major community ritual that serves to socialize young people and bring entire towns together. This is nowhere more apparent than during homecoming week. The town transforms into a festive canvas of spirited banners, storefront displays, while the iconic parades with their elaborate floats bring everyone from the mayor to the youngest cheerleaders out to celebrate. This powerful phenomenon, more than any metaphor, becomes a moment to reconnect with old friends and share stories under the Friday night lights. Homecoming isn't just a game, it's a testament to the enduring bonds of a community.
Bienvenidos a Viva Varsity. Mi nombre es Rodolfo Gómez, reportándoles sobre los Atléticos y el futuro de su equipo. Los Atléticos, que hace recientemente se mudaron a Sacramento y en la espera de su nuevo estadio en Las Vegas a partir de la temporada 2027, consecuentemente concluye su temporada con un futuro que brilla, junto a sus estrellas Nick Hurks, Jacob Wilson y Lawrence Butler. Categoriza al equipo como una proyección en los próximos años. Este año, el equipo mejoró en muchos aspectos, como el récord, experiencias en sus futuras estrellas y muchas más expectativas por venir. Sin embargo, el equipo toma esta temporada como un paso hacia adelante y posiblemente más competitivo. Un equipo a la víspera de mucha ambición y éxito. Aún así, la fanaticada se mantiene optimista de la dirección de los Atléticos. En conclusión, los Atléticos buscan establecer una base sólida que les permita competir nuevamente al nivel más alto en los próximos años. Muchas gracias por sintonizar a Viva Varsity con Rodolfo Gómez.
MLB canceled its London series due to scheduling conflicts. This is Riley Hartman reporting for Varsity Sports. Major League Baseball has been playing in London since 2019, when the Yankees ended up going home with 2 wins against the Boston Red Sox. This series marked the first time the MLB has played a regular season game in Europe, and it featured one of the best rivalries in sports. Within the combination of these games, the teams scored a total of 50 runs, which is the most scored ever in history between this rivalry. In 2020, the Cardinals and Cubs were scheduled to play in London as well, but their series was canceled due to COVID. In 2023, these games are rescheduled, and in 2024, the New York Mets and the Philadelphia Phillies made their way to the UK as well. The Commissioner of Major League Baseball, Rob Manfred, stated how he plans on expanding MLB's presence in Europe, saying that we think London is an important jumping off point for us. He wants to grow baseball internationally and introduce it to new fans. However, MLB has canceled its London series for 2026 due to issues regarding scheduling with West Ham's London Stadium. They've deemed it unrealistic to convert the soccer field into a baseball field during the time frame that they're available, since West Ham's final Premier League matchup of the season is scheduled 20 days prior to this event. In order to build a baseball field inside of the West Ham London Stadium, they would need about 142,000 square feet of turf, which would be installed on top of the existing soccer pitch. This is Riley Hartman reporting for Varsity Sports.
Hello, I'm Tomas Perez reporting with the Varsity Sports Show, bringing you the latest on Catholic high school sports. At Bourgate Catholic High School, football is more than a game. It's faith in action, brotherhood in motion, and a community united under Friday night lights. Here's how the Golden Eagles are building champions on the field and for life. At Bourgate Catholic, football is more than just a scoreboard. The team sets goals that go beyond the game, growing in their brotherhood, becoming good stewards of the gospel, and preparing for life after high school. Coaches remind athletes that their talents are gifts from God, meant to be used for His glory, and the Catholic mission guides everything they do, helping each player discover and develop his God-given potential. Discipline is at the core, teaching time management, balance in academics, athletics, and prayer. On the field, lessons of preparation, teamwork, and facing adversity are built to last far beyond football. Sportsmanship is rooted in the Catholic tradition, love for God, for others, and for the game. Friday nights bring the community together, uniting families, parish, and school in prayer and support. Priests, sisters, and school leaders walk alongside the team, leading mass, offering guidance, and encouraging the athletes every step of the way. And before each game, players are reminded why they are here, to honor the sacrifices made for them and to glorify God in everything they do. At Bourget Catholic, football is more than a sport. It's faith, family, and love for the game. Reporting with Varsity Sports Show, I'm Tomas Perez.
I'm Marla Mundo with the Varsity Sports Show. Last week, Clayton Kershaw announced his decision to retire at the end of the 2025 MLB season. Kershaw is arguably one of the best starting pitchers in Dodgers history, alongside Don Drysdale and Sandy Koufax. He is the longest tenured Dodger ever, as he's played since his debut in 2008. Kershaw was drafted 7th overall in the 2006 MLB draft, where he went on to play for the Dodgers farming system for just one season.
On the mound at Dodger Stadium, and he strikes out Rafael Devers.
Kershaw has won 222 games in 18 seasons. His win-loss percentage is .698, the highest among pitchers all time with 300 or more starts. He is one of 3 active players to have won over 200 games. With over 3,000 strikeouts, Kershaw is just the 20th pitcher to reach the mark, with over the 4th lefty to do so. Kershaw is only behind Holt Wilhelm and lowest career ERA in the live ball era. Kershaw is a 2-time World Series champion, with wins in 2020 and most recently 2024. He is an 11-time All-Star and a 3-time Cy Young Award winner. He was the 2011 Triple Crown winner, meaning he led the league in wins, strikeouts, and ERA. That same year, he won the Golden Glove for Best Fielder.
A curveball kisses the sky.
Kershaw pitched a no-hitter on June 18, 2014, the 22nd Dodger to do so. Kershaw is likely to enter the Hall of Fame as a first-ballot candidate. Kershaw has been so consistent and such a successful pitcher in this new era of high-powered offenses. I'm Marlon Mundo with the Varsity Sports Show, signing out.
I'm Gregory Graves with the Varsity Sports Show. Today we'll be highlighting some of the premier NFL athletes that played high school football in Arizona.
Arizona has become a quiet powerhouse in producing NFL talent, and it all starts here in Arizona at the high school level. Denzel Burke from Segura High School in Scottsdale, who won a national championship with the Ohio State Buckeyes, was drafted by the Arizona Cardinals in 2025, returning home to play pro. Corona del Sol's Ricky Pearsall became a first-round pick for the 49ers in 2024 after making noise as a standout wide receiver at the University of Florida and currently in the midst of a breakout season. In Tucson at Marion High School, Jordan Morgan made history as a first-round pick to the Green Bay Packers, one of the highest drafted linemen from Arizona in many years. Spencer Rattler, a former star at Pinnacle High School, was drafted by the New Orleans Saints, fulfilling big high school expectations, and he's now slowly becoming a formidable starter early in his career. Keely Ringo, a blazing fast cornerback from Segura High School, helped clinch a national title at Georgia before being drafted by the Philadelphia Eagles and to go on to win a Super Bowl. He is quickly establishing himself as a lockdown defender in the National Football League. And last but certainly not least is South Point Catholic's very own Bijan Robinson. Arguably the best player to come out of Arizona yet, and he was just a top 10 pick by the Atlanta Falcons and is slowly becoming one of the league's best overall players in just 2 years of football.
These NFL stars started right here under Arizona's Friday Night Lights. For the Varsity Sports Show, I'm Gregory Graves.
Hi, I'm Abigail Hardy, and I'm an intern here at the Varsity Sports Show. I want to pause your content of football, and I want to transition it over to volleyball. Over in Mesa, Arizona, at Mountain View High School, focusing on their boys volleyball team. I want to show you that they show leadership and teamwork on the practice courts to the game time. I want to introduce setter and opposite hitter Bridger Bryan as he tells us why Toro volleyball is important to him.
Relationships I've made over the past 4 years and just the friendships I built, and I also love our coach as well. And it's a competitive community too. So
Bridger Bryan was a part of the class of 2025. Throughout his time at Mountain View, he was a part of beach and court volleyball. In the off-season of court volleyball, there has been a recent change in adding beach volleyball to high school programs. A huge congratulations to the boys beach volleyball program on winning the emerging sport of beach volleyball state championship. A handful of players who are playing court also play beach if they don't have a club team they play for in the off-season.
Just like put our head down and work type team, just have to like earn everything that we've kind of gotten
I don't know, just like nothing's been given to us almost.
The highlight clips you are seeing are from April 1st. At this game, head coach Kevin Powell reached his 300th win with the Toros. Creating a very promising season with good teamwork and great leadership, the Toros fell short in the first round of playoffs against Williamsfield, losing 3-1 in a best-of-5 set. To end on a good note, graduated senior Maddox Williams got the chance to represent Team USA at the Caribbean Boys Beach U18 Championship, and Williams and his partner brought home gold. Stay tuned for the spring semester to see Mountain View boys volleyball. I'm Abigail Hardy with the Varsity Sports Show.
Hello and welcome back to Varsity Sports Show. We are here at Sunny Slope High School in Phoenix, Arizona, covering some HJCAC football. The Salt River Scorpions versus the Papago Pumas. The score going into the second half is 7-21 for the Pumas. My name is Anissa Reynolds. I'm here with my partner, Ryan Gaylord. Ryan, what do you think both teams need to do to come out on top at the end of this game?
For the Scorpions, I would say they got to be able to play this second half with less penalties and just they're not playing bad on offense. It's just the penalties are causing them to where you think it'd be positive, it becomes negative for them. So I would definitely say clean up the penalties. And then for the Papago Pumas, I would say for the most part they're doing stick with the game plan they have and just keep on letting their quarterback find their quarterback, Deuce Pino, the targets for him and be able to find the open targets that he's been able to find and roll them out like they have been doing.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Having both these teams out here with the first half that they had, definitely agree with your statement on limiting the penalties for both sides, even though the Pumas didn't have nearly as many as the Scorpions. Still definitely not something that the Pumas are looking forward to. And I'd also say, I don't know, I think the Scorpions need to be a little bit more aggressive. Sort of lacking aggression, you know, a little timid with the ball here and there. So if they can bring up the aggression, they can definitely be successful in the rest of this game. And they only are down by 2 possessions. So if they could, you know, find a way to stop the Pumas offense and keep going, they will definitely be successful.
Definitely.
Who are some key players that you saw in that first half come out and shine during those first 2 quarters?
So for Papago, the defensive lineman Leandre Harris, who scored the first touchdown in the game and as a defensive lineman, had an interception return for a touchdown. That definitely stood out to me. And also on offense for the Pumas, DJ Franklin, a wide receiver, had a touchdown for him that extended their lead. So that's mostly for them. And their quarterback's been playing well. Deuce Pino, he's been playing well for them, making plays that could be nothing, turning them into something. As for the Salt River Scorpions, their starting quarterback, Hayden Kraft, was playing well, but as we saw right before the half, there was a quarterback change, and Gabe Buchenschein was placed in. So I'm not sure if there was an injury to Kraft that he sustained right before the half, and now with halftime he's able to come back. So he's definitely that quarterback position is something I would look for. And they're keep on giving the ball to their running back, Marquez Smith, and I expect them to continue that in the second half.
Yes, I definitely agree. For the Pumas, Deuce Pino been doing fairly well today during the first half, moving around very well in the pocket. His offensive line doing very well, giving him enough time to find his wide receivers. And for the Scorpions, like you said, Hayden Kraft hasn't been doing bad, just some slight miscommunications here and there with his receivers, you know, not having as many completions as he should have for this game. As both teams are getting set up, the Scorpions are set to receive the ball at the start of this second half.
Yeah, with the Pumas getting the ball start at half.
Kick it off for the Scorpions.
I expect the
Number 33,
Scorpions
Hasbar
defense
Abdul.
coming out of halftime to be able to put a stop together and give the ball back to their offense.
Yes, Scorpions will be kicking off. And that is Hasbar Abdul, the kicker for the Scorpions. With both Cameron Cook and I believe that is Cameron Fowler in the backfield, ready for the kickoff. Cameron Fowler receives the ball on a bounce and is running upfield. Cuts in, scrambles off a tackle, and is pushed out of bounds at around the 28-yard line.
That was a nice return for the Pumas on that kickoff, as they'll be having 1st and 10 on the 30-yard line.
And it looks like there is a flag on the play to start this second half. Waiting to receive the call.
The flag is waved off.
Waved it off, so what would have been another penalty. The officials talked about it and decided that it wasn't a penalty.
1st and 10.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Pumas on the 30-yard line. Deuce Pino is back out there, setting up his offense. Receiving the snap. Quick side toss to Brandon Kushner, but could not run upfield as he was swarmed by Scorpions to take him down.
That was a nice play by linebacker Jeremiah Evans for Scorpions, as he read that play and was able to make a tackle and make a stop right away for a loss on the play for the Pumas offense.
It'll now be 2nd and 17 for the Pumas on the 23rd-yard line. Deuce Pino setting up his offense yet again with Jeremiah Huckabee set up on his right side. Deuce chatting with his offense. Some slight movement upfield, receiving the snap. Some pressure from the Scorpions, and Deuce will be sacked by number 30 of the Scorpions. And that is Steven Quezada.
Yeah, in the first half, Pino was able to avoid that, but the Scorpions defense came down and able to attack and pressure for a sack for another loss for the Pumas offense.
It'll be 3rd and 26 on the 14-yard line for the Pumas. Deuce Pino setting up his offense once again, chatting with the wide receivers to his left, with Jeremiah Huckabee also on his left side. Receives the snap. Scrambling, running upfield is Pina. Broke a few tackles and is down around the 25.
Looked like it was a design quarterback draw on the play, and Pino was able to pick up some positive yards for the Pumas offense.
Pumas will swap out their offense for special teams unit, and Colton Reyes, the kicker, will come out.
The punt, Colton Reyes.
Colton Reyes setting up for the punt. Receives the snap. Flag on the play in the backfield. Received by number 8 of the Scorpions, Adrian Luna, taken down around the 41, but there is a flag on the play in the backfield.
Brought down by Kavion Belcher.
The officials seem to be chatting about it.
looks like it's a holding against the Scorpions. That will back them up. And as I just was talking about it, clean, want to play the second half clean and penalty free. They have a penalty to start their offensive possession.
Scorpions will be moved back. They are now set up at the 31-yard line. Scorpions have Hayden Kraft back out there on the field. Setting up his offense. A slide right. Taken down fairly quickly by number 7 of the Pumas, Callan Jensen, with the tackle.
Yeah, it looked like the Scorpions offense was trying to get Giletti Jr. going on a carry from running, putting him in motion, and just didn't work. Actually lost yards on the play for the Scorpions offense.
It'll now be 2nd and 12 for the Scorpions on the 24-yard line. Kraft setting up his offense. Early movement, flag on the play.
Looked like the Pumas defense got there a little early, but we'll have to wait and see what the call is. No, I stand corrected. It was actually a false start that created the movement by the Scorpions offense, and once again, another penalty by the Scorpions.
That'll push the Scorpions back yet again. It'll be 2nd and 17 on the 19-yard line.
For the Scorpions.
Hayden Kraft set up. Receives the snap low. Kicks away from him. And is taken down fairly quickly at around the 2-yard line.
Yeah, there was not much he could do on that, as he just had to hurry up and get the ball and find it, which he did. And as soon as he got there, the Pumas defense was there ready to make a play and stop him and tackle him for a loss.
Taken down by Leandre Harris of the Pumas. They've set up the Scorpions at the 5-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 30 for the Scorpions.
Definitely not what Salt River was looking for. Start second half, their first possession, backing up, and now on their own 5-yard line.
Hayden Kraft receiving the snap, fumbled it again. Going deep to number 0. Caught the ball, but just out of play. And that was Kevin Grant Jr., who was pushed out of bounds. Definitely not what the Scorpions were looking for in that possession.
No, definitely not. As with it going to be 4th and forever, they'll be sending out the punting team to try to pin the Pumas into their own territory.
They'll bring out Diego Cardenas to punt.
For the Scorpions, that possession was created by two penalties that pushed them back in, and also a sack, but the 2 penalties were costly, and that's why they're in the position they are right now with 4th and 30.
Scorpions set up for 4th and 30 on a 5. Cardenas in the backfield, in the end zone, ready to punt. Receives a snap. Kick is tipped a little bit. Received by Cameron Cook of the Pumas, who's scrambling around trying to get through the wall of Scorpions, but is brought down around the 35-yard line.
Yeah, the Pumas special teams brought the pressure. Just narrowly missed a block, but the Scorpions were able to get the punt off, and didn't turn out as bad as it could have, but the Pumas still have the ball on the Scorpion side of the field on the Salt River's 35-yard line.
Manny Pino back out again with his offense. Out there with Jay Martin Jr. set up behind him.
And this is a big possession for the Scorpions defense as they want to make sure they hold the Pumas to no points and get the ball back for their offense.
Deuce Pino looking at his receivers, chatting. Receiving the snap. Hand off to Jay Martin Jr. Push through a hole and down at the 26-yard line.
Definitely a nice run there by Jay Martin Jr. as he was able to get about a 7-yard gain to put the Pumas offense in a second and short situation.
It'll be 2nd and 3 at the 28-yard line for the Pumas as Deuce Pino gets his offense set up yet again. Jay Martin Jr. again behind him in I formation. Receive the snap, hand off to Jay Martin Jr. Stumbles a little bit, back up and push through for the first down, but there is a penalty flag on the play in the backfield.
Was a nice run there, but we'll have to wait the call and see what the penalty is. And it's a holding call against the Pumas offense, and that'll back them up. So scratch off that gain by Martin Jr. as the Pumas offense will be pushed back after that penalty.
It'll be 2nd and 13 for the Pumas on the 38-yard line. Deuce Pino getting his offense set up. Jay Martin Jr. set up to his left. Talking to his offense. Receives the snap. Hand off to Jay Martin Jr. Squashed fairly quickly by number 40 of the Scorpions.
Yes, the Scorpions defense did a good job on that play. Their defensive line did a good job of putting pressure on the Pumas offense and created a loss on the play for a third to bring up a 3rd down and 17 for the Pumas offense.
Like you said, it'll be 3rd and 17 for the Pumas on the 42nd yard line. Deuce Pino chatting with Cameron Cook before he sets out. Deuce receiving the snap. Flanks left. Moving upfield, running. He's open, moving. Tries to push number 44 of the Scorpions off him. Manages to get up to the 26-yard line.
And Pino's been doing a good job so far tonight where he's been able to create gains for himself, rolling out and then just running the ball himself and putting his team in position to now get this that much closer to our 1st down. Bring it up 4th down. 4th and 4.
It'll be 4th and 4 for the Pumas as they seem to be going for it with Deuce Pino still out on the field. Receiving the snap. Handoff to Jay Martin Jr. Pushes through, up, pushes past the blocker. There's a flag on the play.
On the run. Flag on the play.
A good carry by Jay Martin Jr., but it will be brought back.
Yes, looks like it will be going against the Pumas offense as, yes, there's a holding call against them, and that positive game by Martin Jr. will now be erased by a holding penalty. It was a good job by Martin Jr. to find the hole. Just unfortunately for the Pumas offense, the hole was created by a holding penalty.
Deuce Pino stays out on the field.
This brings up 4th down.
Talks to his huddle
Pumas.
about what his coach gave him for the play.
And on this 4th down and long, the Pumas offense is staying out on the field to see if they can convert this to a 1st down.
It'll be 4th and 14 for the Pumas on the 38-yard line. Deuce back. Throws it. Intercepted by number 13 of the Scorpions.
Pass is intercepted by number 8, Junior
By number
Gugule.
8, excuse me. Adrian Luna.
And that was a nice play by the Scorpions defense as they were able to create a turnover and get the ball back to their offense.
Like you had said earlier, definitely what the Scorpions needed just to stop the Pumas from scoring in their next drive and getting their offense back out there.
Yeah, definitely. Now it's up to the Scorpions offense and see what they can do to see if they could put it in the end zone and make this a 7-point game after the end of this possession.
Scorpions shifting players around a little bit. There's about 6 minutes and 30 seconds left of this third quarter. Scorpions have Hayden Kraft back out there with Marquez Smith set up slightly behind him. Hayden Kraft getting ready for the snap. Received. Some pressure from the Pumas, and a flag on the play. 2 flags on the play.
Pass complete.
Pass completed to number 85, Ignacio Lopez.
To Ignacio Lopez. Flag on the play.
As we wait to receive the call from the official.
Looks like the Scorpions are backing up, so it appears this penalty will be on them.
Officials still seem to be chatting about the penalties.
And it looks like a illegal touching penalty against Salt River.
It'll be 1st and 10 on the 15 for the Scorpions. Excuse me, 1st and 15. Handoff to J. Martin Jr. Taken down immediately with a 1-yard gain on the play.
By number 22, Marquez Smith.
Yeah, and just Scorpions are trying to get the running game going, but once again, just stop pretty much at the line of scrimmage for about a yard gain on that play.
What do you think Coach Lewis had to say to his Scorpions during halftime? You know, what do you think he's talking to them about to get them pumped up and amped to finish this game off on a high note?
Yeah, if I had to guess, he probably started by saying got to eliminate the penalties and the amount of penalties that were against Salt River and just play clean football. And because, like I mentioned earlier, their offense and their defense aren't playing bad. It's just the penalties when they're on offense, they have positive gains and they get stalled and backed up by penalties that keep on being committed, and that's what's backing them up and putting them in tough situations. So I would say Coach Lewis probably preached on them to just eliminate the penalties and play clean football.
Yes. As the Scorpions are still awaiting to get set up. It'll be 2nd and 14 from the 16-yard line for the Scorpions.
And this is a possession where, with just under 6 minutes remaining in the game, I'm sorry, correction, it's 6 minutes remaining in the third quarter, the Scorpions want to get some momentum and get points on the board.
Another flag on the play. Some movement at the line.
And once again, another penalty against the Scorpions as they will back them up another 5 yards after that false start.
False start on the Scorpions. 2nd down and 19.
That'll bring the Scorpions to have 2nd down on the 11-yard line. Kraft back. Tipped by number 7 of the Pumas, Talon Jensen.
Yeah, that was a nice play by Jensen, able to get his hands up and break up the pass and force the pass to become incomplete to bring up a 3rd and long for the Scorpions offense.
It'll be 3rd and 19 on the 11-yard line for the Scorpions.
3rd down and 19 for the Scorpions.
Hiddencraft races back out after talking to his coach on the sideline. Breaks the huddle with Fernando Ramirez setting up on Kraft's right. Hiddencraft receiving the snap. Looking left to Kevin Grant Jr. pushing through and pushed out of bounds around the 24-yard line.
And Grant Jr. was able to get some positive yards on the play for the Scorpions, but it still looks like with that, it's still going to be a 4th and long situation, and the Scorpions are bringing out the punting team.
They will have Diego Cardenas back out to punt. 4th and 7 for the Scorpions on the 24-yard line. The Pumas will have Cameron Cook ready to receive the punt downfield. Cardenas receives his long snap, punts. Cook lets it bounce, and then is pushed out of bounds at the 40.
Takes it to the 40-yard line. Pushed out by number 23, Jaden Carbajal.
The Scorpions definitely need to have their defense on like they were in the last Pumas possession, stopping them and not allowing them to score at all.
Definitely. They want to put out a 3 and out so that they can give their offense another opportunity to make this score closer and get the offense going and get the momentum going on the offensive side.
Manny Deuce Pino back out with his offense, and Jay Martin Jr. set up slightly behind him. Pino receives the ball, hands off to Jay Martin Jr., who pushes through and is still pushing his way through, enough for the first down, it seems to be.
And Martin Jr. did a good job of creating yards after contact, where it looked like it was initially where he was stopped just before the first down marker, but he got the extra push and fought hard and got the first down.
1st and 10 from the 50-yard line for Papago.
1st and 10 from the 50 for the Pumas. Number 5, Jeremiah Huckabee, is now in Jay Martin Jr.'s place on the left side of Deuce Pino. Pino receives the ball. Little short throw over to Krisner, who pushes through and gains about 3 yards on the play.
On the reception.
And it looked like the Pumas offense was trying to get the screen game involved, and turned out to be about a 3-yard gain for the Pumas on that play.
And with that, we will take a quick break. This is the Varsity Sports Show covering the HJCAC Game of the Week. Catch us after the break.
HJCAC is your one-stop source for all your automotive and heavy-duty air conditioning parts, supplies, and equipment. They're family-owned and have been the Valley's go-to for all your auto AC needs since 1982. Whether it's for your everyday or vintage car, commercial, or off-road vehicle or equipment, HJCAC has you covered. Call HJCAC, AAPAK, the AC experts at 602-254-1116 and ask for the Varsity Special to get 10% off your purchase. Hey fans, Vince with the Varsity Sports Show. You've had the rest. Now treat yourself to the best Japanese grill in Arizona. It's the Boss. Boss Bachi Japanese Grill in Mesa. Grilled shrimp, steak, and all the best veggies with or without a twist of spice. Sure to please everyone. Dine in or take out. Located at University and Country Club in Mesa. Open daily. 602-859-3759. The Boss. Boss Bachi. Hablamos Español.
And welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show here at Sunny Slope High School in Phoenix, Arizona, covering some HJCAC football. We have the Papago Pumas, who are up 21-7 against the Salt River Scorpions with just under 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Quarterback Pino tosses it to Cameron Cook, who gains about 4 yards on the play.
Yeah, it looks like the Pumas offense is trying to spread the ball all around to different receivers and get Pino involved with all his receivers.
Pino talking to his offense.
Brings up third down.
It's going to be third and one for the Pumas on the 41-yard line. Pino chatting to his line, receives his snap, passes it to Jeremiah Huckabee, who pushes through a wall of Scorpions and gains about 6 or 7 yards on the play.
That was definitely a power run by Huckabee, and I mentioned it earlier and talked about how head coach William Strother compared him to former NFL running back Le'Veon Bell, and that was definitely a Le'Veon Bell-esque run on that carry.
Yeah, definitely a good run by Huckabee, managing to push through. I will say something that's impressed me from this game so far is the running backs of the Pumas. They're not easy to take down.
No, definitely not, and that just comes up once again to that last carry by Huckabee and how head coach William Strother mentioned Le'Veon Bell and the power that he played with. We're seeing it on display tonight with the running backs, Huckabee, and the power he runs with, not just speed, but the force he runs with, and be able to create more yards after contact.
Yep. Definitely some positives for the Pumas. What are you thinking are some positives for the Salt River Scorpions despite the score of the game?
Yeah, so far the score is not in their favor, but they're still playing hard, both on offense and defense. It's just, it goes back to what I've been mentioning, the penalties. They got to eliminate the penalties. If they can eliminate the penalties, they can definitely make this a one-score game. So we'll have to wait and see if they can do that. But if they can reduce the number of penalties for them, especially on the offensive side, they should be able to get back into this game.
Oh, yeah, and they're only down by 2 possessions, 2 touchdowns. So with 2 minutes left of this quarter, they still have a full fourth quarter to stop the Pumas and come back within range.
Definitely still a lot of game left with, as you mentioned, just under with a minute 59 in the third quarter and the whole 15 minutes in the fourth quarter. So they definitely still have time, but they got us to start playing clean football and reducing the amount of penalties against them.
Yes. As both teams go back onto field to get in position. Deuce Pino of the Pumas getting set up. His offense getting set up yet again. With Jeremiah Huckabee set up on his left. Deuce Pino waiting for the snap. chatting to his wide receivers to his right. Receives a snap. Quick toss. Ooh, almost intercepted by number 44 of the Scorpions.
Deuce Pino's pass almost intercepted.
And that is Tali Mafu of the Scorpions.
Yes, that was a nice play by Mafu as he was able to undercut the route and jump in front of it. Just bounced off his hands, but did a good job of breaking up the pass and creating a 2nd and 10 now for the Pumas offense.
It'll now be 2nd and 10 on the 34-yard line for the Pumas. Deuce setting up his offense yet again. 3 receivers to his right. Jeremiah Huckabee on his right as well. Jeremiah Huckabee shifts to his left. Pino receives a snap. Handoff to Huckabee. Pushes through, but brought down back around the line of scrimmage.
And the Scorpions defensive line did a good job on that play of limiting the amount of a positive gain for the Pumas offense as they're able to hold them to actually no gain. So we'll bring up a 3rd down and 10 for Papago's offense.
3rd down and 10.
It'll be 3rd and 10 for the Pumas on the 34-yard line as Deuce Pino breaks huddle with his offense. Number 2, Jay Martin Jr. is back out on the right of Pino.
And it will be interesting to see what the Pumas offense decides to do on this 3rd down play.
Scorpions applying pressure. Pino scrambling, going deep. Intended for number 4 of the Pumas, Cameron Cook, but just bounced out of his hands, incomplete.
And it looks like we have another penalty flag on the field, so we'll have to see what this penalty, the call is.
As we are awaiting the call from the officials.
Injured player on the field.
And we will go to a quick break. This is Varsity Sports Show covering some HJCAC football. Catch you after the break.
I'm Andrew Neeram, a junior at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. I'm excited to show the Varsity Sports Show everything that I can offer on any side of production as I express my love for this business throughout the fall of 2025.
And welcome back. This is the Varsity Sports Show covering some HJCAC football. The Papago Pumas are leading the Salt River Scorpions 21-7 with 48 seconds left in the 3rd quarter.
And it looks like the Pumas offense is staying on the field for this 4th and 10.
Deuce Pino receives the snap, looking downfield, throws it long. Intercepted. Brought in by number 22 of the Scorpions, Marquez Smith.
And the Scorpions defense gets that stop that they needed, so now it's up to the Salt River offense to get the momentum going on that side of the ball and try to make this into a one-possession game with a touchdown.
As the Scorpions head back out for offense, the Pumas, send out their defensive team.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see how, with only 38.2 seconds left, what the Scorpions offense decides to do if they decide to go fast, but we'll have to wait and see.
Ooh, some early movement by the Pumas. And it also seems to be a new quarterback in for the Salt River Scorpions. And that would be number 19, Richard Bean, for the Scorpions.
And it's another penalty against the Scorpions, as it's a false start and back them up 5 yards. So we talked about it before, just not being able to reduce and eliminate the penalties as they're backed up another 5 yards.
Richard Bean in now as quarterback. Receives a snap. Pass to number 0, Kevin Grant Jr., who is pushed out of bounds around the 30.
And that was a good job by the new quarterback, Bean, to find his receiver and get a positive gain to make this second and manageable now for the Scorpions offense.
2nd and 2 for the Scorpions on the 28-yard line. Bean set back, receives the snap, scrambling a little bit. A quick pass intended for number 16 of the Scorpions, Curtis Marr, but just straight through his hands and incomplete. That will bring up the end of the third quarter. Papago Pumas are leading the Salt River Scorpions 21-7 as we start the fourth quarter. Richard Bean in for Hayden Kraft. As the Scorpions are now moving downfield.
Yeah, this with Bean coming in a quarterback, it would be a third different quarterback for the Scorpions tonight playing.
Scorpions are definitely looking to change things up, try and mix some players around to see if that will spark the offense in this fourth quarter.
Definitely, as Scorpions still down by 14, but trying to get some momentum and get in the end zone on this possession.
Bean getting his offense set up on the line of scrimmage. It is 3rd and 2 on the 28-yard line. Bean with the snap, handoff to number 24, Ryan Simeon, brought down around the 40-yard line. And that is good enough for the first down for the Salt River Scorpions.
And that was a nice play call as it was a 3rd and 2 situation, 3rd and short, and handed off to the running back, and he was able to get enough for the first down and move the chains for the Scorpions offense.
Scorpions 1st and 10 at the 40. Bean still out there with Simeon set up on his left. Receives the snap, flag on the play, thrown to number 80, who had about 2 yards.
And we have another penalty flag on the play. And it's going to be offsides against the Pumas, and that will give the Scorpions offense 5 free yards.
That makes it
so now be 1st and 5 on the 45-yard line for the Scorpions. As Bean gets his offense set up, Simeon set up on his left. Receives the snap, back in the pocket. A rush throw, incomplete, but intended for number 7 of the Scorpions, Ronald Galletti Jr.
Yeah, it looked like on that play, quarterback Bean just was getting pressured and try to get rid of it as quickly as he can. And for the Pumas defense, they were able to come up with a pass breakup.
Bean getting his offense together before the play, setting them up, with Simeon set up right behind him. Bean receives a snap, handoff to Simeon, breaking around through a few tackles and pushed out of bounds and down, but that should be enough for a Scorpions first down.
Yes, that was a nice run by Simeon. I was he able to get outside to the left and get enough for a first down.
Gain of 6. First down, Salt River.
As it will reset the chains for the Scorpions and be a first down and 10.
Scorpions first and 10 on the 49-yard line. Bean set up, Simeon behind him. Snap back to Bean, pass to Simeon, but
Simeon on the run.
Yeah, on that play, the Pumas defense was able to get up to the line. The defensive line of the Pumas defense was able to get to the offensive line of Scorpions and stop the play right at line scrimmage to actually create a loss of 3 on the play for the Scorpions.
It'll now be 2nd and 13 for the Scorpions on the 48-yard line. Simeon on Bean's left. Bean, quick pass, number 88. Fumble on the play. Looks like it might have been recovered by the Pumas. Number 4, Cameron Cook, came up with the ball.
Fumble on the play.
Yeah, it looked like the wide receiver Jennings for the Scorpions was trying to make a little extra out of the play, and that's when the defense for the Pumas was able to punch it out and get the fumble.
Yeah, definitely not what the Scorpions were looking for in that possession that they just had.
No, definitely not, as the Scorpions offense
And the Pumas
was trying to obviously get on the other side of the field and get in the end zone, but that turnover will stall that possession and now give the ball to the Pumas on the Scorpions' 47-yard line.
Pumas bring out a new quarterback, Brody Snyder, instead of Deuce Pino. Brody set up in the pocket, receives a snap, handoff to Jeremiah Huckabee, pushes through a swarm of Scorpions with a 4-yard gain on the play.
Yeah, nice little gain for the Pumas offense as Huckabee was able to
Gain of 6.
gather up and gain 6 on that carry.
Snyder now in for Deuce Pino, who did
Gain of 5.
very well earlier
down
in tonight's game.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Pino is definitely a factor for the Pumas offense, and he's now out of the game, but definitely contributed a lot for the Pumas offense tonight.
Pumas huddled up talking about the play, with Snyder looking towards the sideline, receiving the play from Coach William Strother.
And if you're the Scorpions defense, you got to do what you've been doing for most of the second half and just stop them and give the ball back to your offense. But it starts right now in this possession where the Scorpions will try to stop them once again.
And that'll be a timeout.
Timeout, Papago.
For the Pumas. And with that, this is the Varsity Sports Show covering some HJCAC football. We will be right back.
The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe, with an experience so good it remains indescribable, with something for every seafood lover. Try one of their amazing custom seafood boils, sandwiches, appetizers, and salads. Angry Crab Shack Tempe is located east of I-10 on Warner Road, 480-674-3847. The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe. Come ready to eat.
And welcome back. This is the Varsity Sports Show covering the HJCAC Game of the Week. The Papago Pumas are leading the Salt River Scorpions 21-7. That is Brandon Krisner running upfield and pushed out around the 35-yard line.
Brandon Krisner on the double
And
reverse.
that was a nice play call by the Pumas as they ran a little trick play with
First down, Pumas.
the running back. The running back Huckabee tossing it back to Krisner, and he's able to rush for another Pumas first down.
What do you think has changed in the Pumas' game plan since the first half?
I don't think much has changed, but they're just being able to manage what they know, what they can control, and on offense, that's being able to move the ball up the field and get first downs, reset the chains, and just have their offense keep going, moving forward.
Yeah, definitely seeing a lot of positives from the Pumas, moving the ball around very nicely. Pino in the first half, very successful, spreading the ball around to all of his wide receivers, really. Krisner and Cook were one of the main two stars that received the ball and had some good drives for the Pumas.
Definitely, definitely.
And also the great running backs of the Pumas, like you said. Coach William Strother had nothing but positive things to say about both Jay Martin Jr. and Jeremiah Huckabee.
And so far throughout this game, both running backs have contributed positively for the Pumas offense.
Coach Strother even went to say Jay Martin Jr. had hands that were so soft and like pillows out on the field. He's just so smooth with it, as he said. As we are awaiting, Scorpions defense has also done pretty solid in stopping the Pumas in a few possessions of theirs.
Definitely. The Scorpions defense has been keeping them in this game, and they're hoping that they're able to have a stop here and give the ball back to their offense.
As the Scorpions defense seems to be heading out to reset. And the Pumas offense comes out along with them. Brody Snyder bringing in his offense to talk about the game plan for this drive. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Pumas on the 25-yard line.
And this will be a big possession for the Scorpions defense as the Pumas are driving into their territory on the Scorpions 25-yard line, just outside the red zone, looking to add on to their lead.
Pumas break the huddle, get set up. Brody Snyder in as quarterback, with Jeremiah Huckabee set up to his right. And 3 wide receivers also lined up on his right as well. Snyder receives a snap. Flanks right, scrambling, some pressure from the Scorpions. Moving upfield, throws it long and in for the touchdown to Cameron Cook.
Complete to Cameron Cook. Touchdown Pumas.
And that was a nice play by Snyder, Brody Snyder, to be able to escape, get out to the right side of the field, and find his open receiver in Cameron Cook.
Yeah, just way to scramble by Snyder and be able to find that open receiver downfield for the touchdown. Pumas kicker, Colton Reyes, back out for the extra point. Colton Reyes getting set up.
Reyes to kick the extra point.
Colton Reyes awaiting. Some flags on the play.
And we got another penalty on the field, and it looks like this will be going against the Pumas. As it is, it's a false start against Papago.
On the Pumas.
And I'll back them up 5 yards, and they will attempt this point after.
The officials still chatting after the play, as the Pumas are awaiting the extra point.
Oh, actually, the officials have changed the call and said it's offsides against the Scorpions. So this will make it that much. That'll put the ball at the half-yard line for the Pumas on this point after.
Colton Reyes setting up again for the extra point for the Pumas. The kick is up, and it is good. That brings the score to 27-7. Papago Pumas are up with 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. This is the Varsity Sports Show covering the HJCAC game of the week, the Papago Pumas versus the Salt River Scorpions, and we will be right back after this break.
Hey everyone, I'm Jorge Anuajardo, your play-by-play broadcaster for Viva Varsity, the brand new Spanish broadcast of the Varsity Sports Show. We're here to fuel your love for the game, bring you exclusive interviews, and celebrate every play right alongside you. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at Viva Varsity for highlights, behind-the-scenes moments, and everything happening on and off the field. This is Viva Varsity, where the game comes alive in your language.
And welcome back. This is the Varsity Sports Show here at Sunny Slope High School in Phoenix, Arizona. We are covering some HJCAC football tonight. The Papago Pumas are up 28-7 against the Salt River Scorpions. My name is Anissa Reynolds, and I'm here with my partner, Ryan Gaylord. Kicker Colton Reyes, a little short kick to the Scorpions. Received by number 0 of the Scorpions. Pushing through, not yet down. Pushing through many tackles. Broken and pushed through to around the 44-yard line. That was Kevin Grant Jr.
And sets them up in decent field position for the Scorpions.
As the Scorpions offense is now on the field.
Ball is spotted at the 42.
Richard Bean is back out there as quarterback for the Scorpions. Bean receiving the snap. Fake. And pushing forward. And pulled down with about a 6-yard gain on the play.
Yes, on that play, Bean was able to avoid the sack and rush up for about a 5-yard gain to put him at, call it actually 6-yard gain to put him at 2nd and 4 for the Scorpions offense.
Like you said, it'll be 2nd and 4 on the 48-yard line for the Scorpions. Being back out there after chatting with head coach Jordan Lewis.
And on this possession, I'm expecting the Scorpions offense to get the passing game involved and move the ball up the field.
Bean receives a snap. Handoff to Marquez Smith. And pulled down around the 41-yard line.
Brought down by Vernon Harrison.
And that was a nice run by Smith as he was able to find a hole and get a first down for the Scorpions.
Yes, definitely a first down that the Scorpions were looking for, as they are now set up 1st and 10 on the 42-yard line.
1st and 10.
Bean setting up his offense
42.
with Marquez Smith set up on his right side. Receives the snap. Back. Toss to number 88.
Pass incomplete.
But incomplete.
And that pass was intended for Elijah Jennings, and looked like it was just to the left of him and just bounced off his hand, so it'll bring up a 2nd down and 10 for the Scorpions.
Bean setting up his offense yet again, with Smith slightly behind him. Bean receives the snap. Handoff with Smith. Pulled down with about a 5-yard gain on the play.
And that was a nice job by the running back Marquez Smith to get a positive gain for the Scorpions and get their offense keep going, moving up the field.
It'll be 3rd and 5 for the Scorpions on the 37-yard line.
This will be a big 3rd down for the Scorpions, as if they don't get it, it'll be interesting to see with just under 8 minutes remaining if they go for it. But it starts right here, and we'll have to see if they're able to get it on this 3rd down.
Bean receiving the snap, flanking back, enough time in the pocket, scrambling a little bit, and pulled down with a slight gain, but not quite enough for the 1st down.
Yes, you're right, and it looks like he's going to be marked just short of the 1st down. So it'll be about 4th and 1 for the Scorpions offense.
4th and 1 for the Scorpions offense, and they seem to be going for it on the 33rd-yard line.
Yes, I would agree with that, with just under 7 minutes remaining in the game and down 21 points.
Bean receives a snap. Handoff to Smith. Pushes up and through, and that'll fumble a little bit at the end of that play, but that is definitely enough for the 1st down for the Scorpions.
Good play call. Get the running back Smith involved once again, and
that's a 1st down.
Get enough positive yards for another 1st down for the Scorpions. And keep this drive going.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Scorpions on the 28. With Bean setting up his offense, ready for this next set of downs. Bean receiving the snap. Handoff to Smith. Pulled down fairly quickly into
Smith on the run.
At the line of scrimmage.
And the Pumas defense did a good job of limiting the yards gained for Smith after the carry and get him at the line of scrimmage for only about 2-yard gain.
No gain. 2nd down and
Bean
10.
hustles back out to the huddle after chatting with head coach Jordan Lewis about the play for this next drive. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Scorpions on the 28-yard line. Smith set up on Bean's left side. Bean chatting with his offense. Receives the snap, going back. Toss number 85, pushed through and down around the 7-yard line.
Yes, that was a good job by the quarterback Bean to get it to this tight end Ignacio Lopez up the middle of the field for another 1st down for the Scorpions. And keep this drive going and get him that much closer to the end zone.
It'll be 1st down for the Scorpions on the 9-yard line.
1st and goal from the 9-yard line.
Set up with Smith on his left. Received the snap. Handoff to Smith. Push down.
Smith
Maybe
on the
a 1-yard gain on the play.
Yeah, once again, the Pumas defense was able to get to the offensive line of the Scorpions and limit that gain to only 1 yard.
Second and goal for the Scorpions. As Elijah Jennings heads out in place of Ignacio Lopez. Bean chatting with his offense, getting them ready.
Second
Setting
and
them up on
goal
the
from
line.
9-yard line.
Smith to his left.
And it looks like a timeout on the field by the Pumas.
Timeout Pumas.
And with that, this is the Varsity Sports Show covering the HJCAC game of the week, the Papago Pumas versus the Salt River Scorpions. We will be back after this break.
Hi, I'm Adam Maggard, and I'm excited to be joining the Varsity Sports Show team this semester. Over the next 4 months, I'll be covering high school and junior college sports across Arizona. From Friday Night Lights to heated rivalries, I'll be bringing you highlights, interviews, and the stories that make local sports so exciting. What I love most about sports is the passion, the community, and the way that every game has its own story, and I can't wait to share that with you. So be sure to follow the Varsity Sports Show all season long. It's going to be an incredible ride, and I can't wait to take you with me.
And we are back with the Varsity Sports Show here at Sunny Slope High School covering the HJCAC game of the week, the Papago Pumas versus the Salt River Scorpions, where the Salt River Scorpions are second and goal with a handoff into the end zone just in time for a touchdown. Number 22, Marquez Smith.
Touchdown, Scorpions.
And that was a nice job by Smith to find a hole up the middle of the field and get in the end zone for 6 points for the Scorpions.
Yeah, definitely a good drive by the Scorpions and what they needed to get this game going for them offensively and on a high note. Around 4 minutes left in the final quarter of the game. The Papago Pumas are leading 28-13 as the Scorpions are going for their extra point. Hasbar Abdul out for the extra point kick. Kick is up. Kick is blocked and on the ground.
And with that block, it will give the Pumas a 15-point lead with 3 minutes, 58 seconds remaining. That's a big block extra point by the Pumas special teams.
Yeah, definitely a big block. Scorpions definitely would have liked that to go in and just make this game 14 points closer. But as we are now, the Papago Pumas are leading 28-13 against the Salt River Scorpions. Ryan, what do you think the game plan is in these final 4 minutes of the game for the Salt River Scorpions?
I think they could possibly, on this kickoff, possibly thinking about an onside kick. But if not, if they decide to kick deep, stop the Pumas offense and try to have as little time off the clock if they decide to use it, because they still have 3 timeouts remaining. So it'll be interesting to see if they use those timeouts. But their number one objective right now on defense is just to stop the Pumas offense and get the ball back to their offense.
Kicker Hasbar Abdul out for the Salt River Scorpions.
And it will be interesting to see if we see an onside kick attempt, as there's only 3 minutes, 58 seconds remaining, and the Scorpions are down 15 points.
Abdul getting set up. A lot of chatter from the Scorpions sideline, shouting out the plays. Abdul, onside kick like you guessed, and a flag on the play.
Looks like the Papago Pumas recovered, but like you said, there is a penalty flag on the play. We'll have to wait what the call is.
Hey, re-kick. Re-kick. Offsides on the kicking receiving team.
Offsides on the Pumas.
Offsides on the Pumas. So they will redo the kick. Salt River Scorpions sent out Hasbar Abdul out again for the kick.
And they will kick it again.
Expecting another onside kick.
Definitely. As the Scorpions are trying to get the ball back as quickly as they can, and I would expect another onside kick opportunity.
A quick huddle from the Scorpions as Abdul kicks a little deep to number 7 of the Pumas, Cameron Fowler, pulled out at the 36-yard line, and there's a few flags on the play.
And it's going to be another flag with the official's hat coming off, so we're going to have 3 penalty flags on this play, and we'll have to wait to see what all happened.
Yeah, a lot of movement on that play. Couldn't quite see everything that went down. I know Cameron Fowler on that kick return was shoved and pulled a little unnecessarily out of play, so maybe that is one of them.
Could be, yeah. It looked like as soon as he got out of boundary line, out of bounds, that the Scorpions defender kind of pushed him out as soon as he hit out, so that could be on one of these penalties. Could be on Scorpions.
And here comes the call.
Facing on the Scorpions.
After the play, we had the ball, personal foul. Receiving team, number 11.
And a personal foul on the Pumas.
We'll have person 10. Pumas.
The fouls will offset.
So both those fouls will offset. 1st and 10 for the Pumas.
And it will be Pumas ball with 3 minutes 47 seconds remaining in the game.
Ball will be spotted at 35.
Pumas will start with the ball at the 35-yard line to start this new possession. Pumas offense chatting with head coach William Strother before they hit the field.
Timeout, Papago.
And with that, the Pumas called a quick timeout, their final timeout of the game. And with that, this is the Varsity Sports Show covering HJCAC Game of the Week, the Papago Pumas versus Salt River Scorpions. We will be back right after this break. And welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show covering the HJCAC Game of the Week. The Papago Pumas are leading the Salt River Scorpions 28-13. My name is Anissa Reynolds, here with my partner Ryan Gaylord, as the Pumas are taking the field, and number 2 is taken down just shy of the line of scrimmage, Jay Martin Jr.
Yeah, it looks like the Pumas offense is going to run the ball on this possession and try to force the Scorpions use their timeouts, and if the Scorpions do not use their timeouts, just run the clock down as slow as they can to get to the end of this game.
It'll be 2nd and 11 for the Pumas on the 34-yard line.
I would expect nothing but mostly running plays on this possession for the Pumas offense.
Pumas having a quick huddle before they set up the offense. Number 16, Brody Snyder, is still out there as quarterback for the Pumas, with Jay Martin Jr. chatting with him before start. Snyder, handoff to Jay Martin Jr., pushes through. Pulled down around the original line of scrimmage.
Martin on the run.
And it looks like the Scorpions will be taking their first time out to stop the clock at 2 minutes, 32 seconds.
And Ryan, what do you think the Scorpions can do to end this game on a high note with just under 3 minutes left of the game?
I think they could, on defense right here, have a stop, get the ball back to their offense, and then hope that their offense is able to score, get in the end zone again, score another touchdown, and you never know. Anything can happen from there. I know it's still 15 points, but you get some quick touchdowns, quick scores, you can get right back into the game. But it starts right now on this defense, this 3rd and 9 for their defense to stop them to get the ball back to their offense.
I definitely agree with you. If the Scorpions can put some pressure on the Pumas, they will definitely find some success along the way. You know, just putting pressure on Snyder in the pocket, making him scramble a little bit. We haven't seen him move quite like the quarterback from the earlier from the Pumas, Deuce Pino. You know, he was a very agile quarterback, and we have yet to see Snyder really do something like that. So if they can apply pressure, they might see a turnover or interception come their way sometime soon.
Mm-hmm. Yes, exactly. Yeah, and you made a good point. You brought up a good point where I've seen more since the new quarterback Snyder's been in. He's more, it looks like, pocket presence, and compared to the starting quarterback for him, Pino, who's elusive and agile, looks like Snyder's more in the pocket passer. So we'll have to wait and see what happens on his 3rd down play.
As Snyder hands off the ball to Jay Martin Jr., there's a flag in the backfield, but he's brought down a little past the first down chain marker, but there are
multiple flags.
3 flags on the play, so we will wait and see where this have the Pumas end up.
Yeah, it looks like there's 3 flags on this play, so we'll have to wait and see what the official's decision is.
Officials seem to be chatting it over with each other before the final call. And that seemed to be enough for the first down for the Pumas. So it will now be 1st and 10 on the 47 for the Pumas.
And I guess after all that, there was no penalty called. So there's 3 flags on the field, but after the officials talked about it, I guess nothing was enforced.
And
2-minute warning.
That brings up the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, with that first down gain by the Pumas offense, it's going to be tough now for the Scorpions to come back in this game, as they're going to need a stop and use their timeouts and then get the ball back with as much time as they can.
Yeah, definitely going to be tough to come back from this game, but they can still end on a high note. You know, like you said, getting a stop defensively would be a positive outlook on the game, or, you know, even if they do get their offense back out on the field, you know, having a good, nice long drive to end the game would be optimal for the Scorpions.
Definitely, yes, definitely. They can still end this game, carrying momentum into their next game with the stop here and then getting their offense back on the field and trying to have their offense get into the end zone for another 6 points.
As we said earlier, some of the Scorpions have been changing jerseys in and out. As we were sitting up here near the booth, I've just been watching the sidelines as they're exchanging jerseys and, you know, helping teammates who do need to exchange jerseys. Just a great look on the teamwork and on the Scorpions that they have.
Definitely shows that could be a little chaotic, but they're making it look easy.
Yeah. As the Pumas set up, 1st and 10 on the 47. Handoff to Jay Martin Jr. and brought down.
Jay Martin on the
Looks
run.
good enough for the first down for the Pumas.
Yeah, that was another carry by the running back, by the Pumas running back Martin Jr., and he was able to get another 10, 11 yards to move the chains once again and put even more pressure on the Scorpions defense.
As Jay Martin Jr. is now subbed out for Jeremiah Huckabee. Pumas having a quick huddle. Snyder setting up his offense.
And it looks like the Scorpions will not be using their timeouts, as they'll be letting the clock run down.
As Huckabee is set up right behind Snyder. Snyder, handoff to Huckabee. Immediately brought down by number 22 of the Scorpions.
Huckabee on the run.
Yes, 22 is J.J. Grant.
Oh, excuse me, that's 92. Couldn't quite see that jersey. That is Joseph, Merchant.
Correction, yes. Joseph Merchant on the play was able to get through the offensive line and make the stop for a negative loss on the play for the Pumas offense.
The Pumas now are 2nd and 13, but the clock winding down. We have a little less than 40 seconds to go in this game.
Yeah, it looks like the Scorpions will not be using their final 2 timeouts and letting this clock run down and just move on to the next week's game.
Yeah, definitely some positives they can still take from this game, you know. Their defensive line was really on point, as we just seen. Very good at reading plays. Just couldn't quite handle the Papago Pumas tonight.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely their defense kept them in this game, and their offense didn't play. They played well too, but just it goes back to the penalties and how many penalties they committed. And every time it felt like, for the most part, they were moving up the field, they had to move back because of a penalty. So I would say for next week, for their next game, they got to be able to eliminate the penalties, and they'll be on the winning end.
And that'll be the end of the game. The Papago Pumas successful and win 28-13 over these Salt River Scorpions. We would like to thank you for joining this broadcast. This has been the Varsity Sports Show here at Sunny Slope High School in Phoenix, Arizona, covering some HJCAC football game of the week. My name is Anissa Reynolds, here with my partner Ryan Gaylord, wishing you all a good night.